I am live. Hello everyone, this is Avenue X. We are at November 2025 live stream, the monthly live stream on my channel. Time is 9:30-ish Central Time. And good morning for people roughly at this cut of the planet. And everyone else in other places, good evening. Something like that. Let me know if it's working, the voice, you can hear it, you know, it looks okay. We have about half a minute delay. If everything is working, okay, good. The first person who left something, 今天 live 你会穿玄幻仙侠装? No, sorry. Disappointing you, as you can see. Don't call me 大人, it's very scary, right? 大人 is like belonging to the ancient time where people have like class. Although now we still do have it, but we pretend it does not exist. Anyway, it's weird. And I don't have official position in the government, so I'm not a 大人. As for 仙侠 clothing, that means I have to get up another hour earlier than this just to get the hair done. And it's like November. I can't wake up early, okay? It's like the hibernating season for human to not get up. 4:30 p.m. Yay. So, I guess 4:30 means good, like you're not working. Although you're in France, so it's a different story. People work at really interesting hours in Europe. Yeah, hello everyone from everywhere. Hope you're doing well. It's almost the end of 2025. I can't believe it. It's like the year just... It wasn't so long ago that I remember I was like in China, you know, like at home. Now I'm like, seriously? It's already November? I think I went back to China last year, mid-November. It's like November the 14th or 15th, something like that. That's when I landed in Shanghai. So it's almost exactly a year to now. Unbelievable. Yeah, because we have time where I am. There's the summertime thing too. So we've just moved to the normal time. So previously it was 13 hours to the difference of China time. Now it's 14. So I'm just basically technically like right now is like 10:30 of last month time, but it's 9. So hibernating season for people on this half of the planet. For the other half, it's like let's go out and have fun. Love on Turquoise Land, is it coming? Really? Well, let me double check. Because I'm not following everything at all hours. Is it? Is it? Well, it's like heating up. I think that's what they're calling it. Is it? Yes, they're calling it like heating up, but it's no confirmation when. So far, at least officially, they haven't said when. So far, based on what I can see, there's a rumor about it showing up in the last 10 days of this month. So we still have 2 weeks to go, something like that. It may show up like towards the end of November, but that's unconfirmed yet. Only saw one quick mention. It may not happen. Oh, somebody visited China. And still, is it good? September is not too bad a time. Although I think this year September was pretty hot in most cities in China. Huang Junjie, I know there's one. He has a lot of dramas that are like really tiny dramas and nobody bothers to promote, and the platforms definitely don't get money from, so they don't put any effort. I know there's one that just recently aired. To me, he's a really pretty guy, okay, like face-wise, but his acting is... It's like you almost have to hold his hand every second and tell him what to do. And the moment like you don't tell him what to do and keep control of his acting, he starts to slip off. It's like if the camera stays on him one more second, it's gonna break. Like his acting is very, very let's just say he probably shouldn't pick acting as a career, honestly speaking. He's like a good looking guy, but he definitely is not made for camera. That's my opinion about him. So usually when he like his drama shows up, I'm like, it's like pretty face if it's a still frame, if it's like a freeze frame shot, maybe nice. The moment he starts moving, it's like this guy just doesn't know what to do in front of a lens. It's very easy to read that uncertainty. It's like almost he's uncertain about where to look, what to do. And he definitely is so aware that there is a camera looking at him. You know, like good actors give you the feeling that they don't even realize there's a lens on their face, which is impossible. But good actors can fake that very convincingly. Whereas Huang Junjie is like every second, it's like he is aware there's a camera, and then you can see that he is aware there's a camera. Like that's so, you know, like somebody just are very camera shy in your friend circle. You know, like when you put them on camera, they're like they don't know where to put their hands and where to look. He is exactly that type of person. Even over this many years, really, he hasn't improved much. Like his tolerance with like ignoring a camera hasn't been built up at all. But he's good looking. But I can't watch his acting because his acting is just often it's just so cringe. Again, being good looking doesn't equal to you're gonna actually work well on camera. It's a totally different. Like these two things are not necessarily translatable. So November 2025, a lot of things happening in entertainment. A lot. And it's like keep coming. And the world is not quiet either. So this month is again a crazy month for everything in this world. The type of if alien comes around at this time, they're gonna be so disappointed. It's like, what kind of civilization is this? Oh. Anyway, we have the Four Guys drama, like I said in the title of this live stream, that have all aired. They're all on air right now. They're all like ongoing. In terms of episodes count, the one I've watched most episodes is currently the latest airing one, Fight for Love, on Tencent with Ding Yuxi and Song Qian. But it does not mean it's like great. I think among the four dramas, to me, this is the only one that I am like in some way, at least I can say I'm slightly curious about what's gonna happen to this character and that character later, so I would bother to check on it. Whereas the other three dramas are at some point I was like, live in your own imaginary space, have a good life, goodbye. I don't really care about your future development anymore. It's that kind of feeling for the other three dramas. But honestly speaking, for me, these four dramas, none of them is in any way like I'd recommend to anybody. It's like, go and watch it, you know, you're gonna have fun, or go and watch it, you'll not be disappointed, and go and watch it, you'll miss something nice. I wouldn't say any of them really gave me that. And that's me being honest. And unfortunately, I'm feeling the world is turning crazy because while I am pretty sure, like, this is just my feeling, right? I honestly think these dramas are just these dramas like that. There are so many promotional effort on those dramas where on social media, I see a lot of campaign and effort for the first three, particularly. The last one, like Fight for Love, it seems nobody is really promoting it. On either side, it's like saying good things or bad things about it. It's very quiet. The other three dramas, they each have such extensive promotion, carpeting a lot of social media platforms with content made by people that when I watch them, I feel like I am jumping on different timelines because these people don't really like, based on what they've done previously, like the drama reviewers I've known in the past 5, 6, 7 years, and what usually is their like angle and perspective and how they usually judge a drama, right? And I've seen for for all these dramas, for Blood River, for Sword and Beloved, for Whispers of Fate, for these 3 dramas, I've seen multiple long time, like as long as I've done my reviews and probably even longer, people who usually have an overall pretty balanced and kind of like sane view of dramas. They have like praised these dramas to an extent that's unbelievable, and it's like they've been possessed by other people. It's just still the same voice, but it's a different person. And the level of like how highly they praise and promote those dramas are like I'm like, maybe it's just bad year for everybody's income, so something has to happen. But it's so not what I used to know about how they would talk about dramas or their usual standard where it is. It shocked me so much. I was like every day getting like pushed these review videos on these dramas that are, I'm like, am I living on a different timeline? Am I watching the same drama as they're watching? Because if it's the same, there's no way they're gonna say these things about these dramas, because clearly it's just not the case. Either my iPad is sending me episodes of those dramas that are not on their timeline, or they're being bought off so obviously and blatantly that it is just I start laughing so much. I'm like, it's either I am insane or they're insane. Like, it has to be one of these two. There's no middle ground. And I don't know, but I start to doubt my existence. It is so shockingly weird. In China, I am not talking about other places. It's and I'm like, yeah, well, everybody can have their opinions about things for sure. Like, they may like things you don't like, they don't like things you like. That's totally fine. But you know, like when you see a chicken and you say it's a duck, you know, like, sorry, it's not up to your opinion to say that it's not a chicken. Like, there's a limit of things, how far they can go. And this month, I've seen so many old-time Chinese social media drama viewer who have put out videos that just makes me go question mark completely, because it's too much. It's too not telling the truth. And I was like, I'm the only person who's gonna get hated for what I do, because I'm not saying I'm objectively correct, which is impossible, but I'm just saying I'm staying very, very honest to myself. I have like the usual standard of how I think about dramas and storytelling, and I don't change that for different stories, right? You're either okay, or bad or good. Like, I'm pretty stable. If you've watched all my previous videos, you know, like, you would be able to guess basically whether I would say a good thing or a bad thing about a drama, because I really stay very consistent, and nobody ever really paid me anything to say good or bad about anything. But these people, I'm like, wow, it's too much. It's and I guess that's why they're very big, and they probably get paid well. And I can't get anywhere, and I don't get paid at all. But it's just really funny to look at these things, and it makes you feel like, what's the point? What's the point of doing any of this? But that's Chinese drama review kind of current situation about these dramas, of like the 4 dramas led by the 4 kind of male lead, you can put it that way. Maybe the last one, Fight for Love, isn't so much because Ding Yuxi and Song Qian. You may say even Song Qian is more veteran in the industry than Ding Yuxi and Ding Yuxi isn't as kind of hot as the other three guys, let's be honest, in terms of being traffic actors. So it's like 3+1 situation. But these are all, to me, not good enough stories as a visual storytelling. And some people may find certain parts of these dramas watchable, but I doubt anybody would think any of those dramas are overall high quality. It's like maybe one element of one drama work on you very well, but then you would see the other elements are like not really being done very well. It's like not overall like averaged out a very acceptable kind of quality in everything. And those are the ongoing dramas to me. And we can briefly jump like on each one, but I've already made videos like on Blood River. That's one I've talked about. I talked about Whispers of Fate and Sword and Beloved together as well. So in my opinion, they're pretty much just there. Yeah, it's definitely not popular opinion because apparently in China, all the major drama reviewers are saying great things about all three of them. About Blood River, about Whispers of Fate, about Sword and Beloved. That baffles me. That totally baffles me. And yeah, if there's money to be made, then I can't really say there's anything wrong about that. Because these days, economy is not well. Like ad money is like, yeah. So if people need it, I mean, what can I say? But it's kind of ridiculous. So anybody want me to talk about a specific one among these four? Blood River, I've stopped watching, but I know what goes on. Due to, there are friends of mine who are watching it, and they're constantly talking about that in the chat group. So I still know it. I just don't watch it, but I know everything. Funny, isn't it? My like girlfriend, their like agreed opinion is for Blood River, Chang Hua-sen is a much better actor than Gong Jun, and they basically are all just watching his performance, and particularly his dubber. He's got a very good dubber to dub him. And the dubber adds so much to the actor. And so for Blood River, my girlfriends are all just like watching Chang Hua-sen. That's like the only reason they're watching the drama. It's like they're watching Chang Hua-sen, not Gong Jun. Gong Jun is like just there because he's the male lead, but they don't care. And that's my girlfriend's opinion. I mean, I do have to agree. At least based on the episodes I've watched, up to the point I give up, Chang Hua-sen was a better performer for the kind of like most important characters in the story. Particularly when he's like acting opposite Gong Jun, it's like very different. And he's got a good dubber, that's too. And then he kind of is like looking better than the days when he was in A Journey to Love. So all in all, like I agree with him. And also he's in Sword and Beloved, which I've watched a little bit more than Blood River and also gave up because the problem with that drama is the lead couple is so boring. Cheng Yi and Li Yitong is giving me nothing. Nothing. Yeah, I'd rather watch Cheng Yi with the CG'd animal, like CG'd spider, because it's fun in a way because you know it's like a human acting with a completely not existing thing. But when they become humans, right? Both humans, I can't read any chemistry between them. And also the setup is so old. Oh my god, it's so boring. Plus, I think for Sword and Beloved, the supporting roles are more interesting. Even the actors and characters are more interesting. So I was like, again, this is one that the lead is really not doing much. If you watch, you probably are watching the supporting one story, but then overall, then that means the story is failing because it's built upon the main bone, the frame is the lead couple story. But if you don't find it interesting, then it kind of is like not necessarily working for you because major part of the time, screen time is still on the lead couple, that kind of thing. So for Sword and Beloved, it's that type of situation where it is just very boring setup. and non-working chemistry at all. And I do know Chang Hua-seng also showed up as a fox, but it's like a Tibetan fox, although it's called a desert fox. But they used the Tibetan fox's face to CG his fox form. It's it's so funny. That part really made me laugh, because I looked at the CG Tibetan sand fox. I was like, maybe you should just keep him like that. You know, it looks more interesting than a human because it's so adorably cartoon look, and Tibetan fox is famous for having that kind of like square face that looks like he's permanently constipated. Anyway, I know Chang Hua-seng is in it too, and again, my girlfriends, since they're watching Blood River, they're also watching the Sword and Beloved, and they're kind of like, they're just watching Chang Hua-seng, so they became fangirls. Whereas I'm like, yeah, it doesn't work for me, but you know, have fun. So Sword and Beloved, I gave up around the time when the male lead manages to swing that one move, which proves that he can do it, and then immediately gotten it taken off him, because it fits a prophecy that says if somebody does this, this is gonna be the end of whatever. It's so stupid. That plot is so stupid, and I don't care if it's in the anime or not. The whole thing is like, it's like so intentionally written to make the audiences angry about the injustice that's been put on the male lead, but it's so forced and set up for it that you feel like the story writers are so ill-intended. That's what it feels like. The Sword and Beloved. So I stopped after that, after like he did that, and then like his clothes would change from black to white instantly. I'm like, it's like even crazier than the video game. It's like a mid-battle, you know, like mid-battle, you click into the menu and you switch your gears, and then you come back to the battle, and you new, like the different set of gears has different functions. It's like Ghost of Yotai, which I recently just played, which is a game you can literally pause in the middle of a battle or fight, and then switch your armor and weapon and like all the buff you have, and then go back to the battle and then beat the guy, because the new armor set is like having more advantage over it. It's like playing a video game when the male lead is like in black, and then he swinging, and after that he turns white. It's like hair ornament, clothing from in to outside, color, and a whole clothes just changed. It's like that magic is not only the strongest sword swing, but it's also costume change. So that's literally a video game, and it does not work in the logic of drama, even though it's fantastical drama. If that's the case, you know, like he would not be a human to start with. He's like immortal. He's magical. He's like a god. So when he like, it's like all those Japanese anime, right? When you change, like Sailor Moon, so you become a different person, your clothes like change. You have to give me that golden light shining on you, and then things start to grow on their own, and then you suddenly have a different colored clothes. Okay, I'll accept that. But in this drama, it's not that case. Yet the male lead did that, and he switched from black to white. I'm like, okay, goodbye. Like, and also the fact that he did that, and then everyone just goes crazy and says he cannot have that power because it's a prophecy. I'm like, you bastards! What kind of stupid plot is that? And you're writing the whole world as absolutely shit show and shitholes, and all those people are absolutely just jerks. I mean, in that case, why should I do anything to protect you in this world? I mean, you all ungrateful bastards, might as well just kill you all in this instance, and I become the king of everything. Like, I would do that. it's really funny that the drama has this kind of moral high ground thing of going on and torturing our lead for no good reason. The fact is, if he's that powerful and he's doing it for all these people's well-being, and then these people are like, no, you cannot have that power. It might be similar to like a moment but forever male lead. But I'm like, well, at this point, I'm the strongest one. What are you talking about? It's like, I have all the nuke in the world and you have nothing. And you try to murder me just because I have nukes. Well, guess what? I'm gonna nuke you. So that I'll get rid of all of you so that the world will be quiet and nice. I mean, that would be the actual logic of any sane human beings. Yet the drama is like, okay, when it got to that point, I was like, goodbye. I'm not here to watch a drama so that I can grow tumors in my body due to all the emotional trauma I would suffer from your stupidity. So goodbye. And so that's when I quit the drama. Not working chemistry, absolutely not making sense, costume changes, and the whole logic of he's the destined one, therefore we have to kill him. Goodbye. Goodbye. Not gonna join this game. It's stupid. I mean, the other people, like the little sort of like side stories about this people and that person, I mean, that's fine, but your main story, your core, it's like, what the f am I looking at? Can't deal with it. It's just so stupid. So I left that one. And then for Whispers of Fate, that's the one I stayed for the shortest period of time. Like, I think it was 8 episodes, something like that. Right after he played the qing on the boat, like the big boat at night. So he was like playing qing, and the other group of guys were coming like on another big ship boat, and they're meeting on the water. I think around that time, maybe a little bit after that, that there's a banquet after that. There's a banquet after that, and the male lead is like taking the kind of truth potion, something like that. Around that time, I gave up on that one, Whispers of Fate. So I watched up to that point. I don't remember which episode it is, but that's Whispers of Fate, Lo Yunxi, and then everyone else. And the reasons why I quit, I've already said that in my review video. It is Whispers of Fate. I think the actor himself, also his team, has completely worked themselves into a corner. And it is very, very... It's like a display of it's so classic, sort of like the narcissistic kind of like, when somebody is absolutely blindly and fervently in love with themselves, that's what it looks like when it gets like shown. And I really, like I said, I don't get what is the problem with people have to feminize themselves to that extent. It's so odd looking. I can't deal with it. Like, I can't even bear looking at Fang Yilun looking like that. I'm like, what have you done to him? Right, it's... You can say Yu Shisan in A Journey to Love is Feng Liu. That's the Chinese word for it. He's a very, you know, like, that is okay for a guy to look like that. Because essentially, this is still a normal straight man who is just happened to be, for example, set in that period of time, a little bit different from the society's usual understanding of what a guy should be doing. So a guy should be pursuing his official whatever status, all those like things. Whereas this guy is like, I'm passionate about makeup and I want to make all the women look the prettiest possible. And I think women are the best things in the world. So that's like that guy's view. That's totally fine. But he doesn't like go crazy with like, I have to look prettier than all girls. So like I have to have 10 earrings on me and 20 gemstones and all the like all the laces and over decoration on my body so that I have to look better than all the girls in the world. Like, that's so odd. And if you have one character like that in the drama, okay, you have like every guy almost all dressed up in that insane style. I don't know what is going on. The eyeshadow, the hair ornament, the over the top design, details on their clothing, all the sewing, all the beading, all the like you don't know what it is, the fur, and like everybody looks like a 10 layers of, and all the petals when they fly, all the petals flying, and the hand gesture, holy shit. Like, you can't just stop doing that. Every time they start a fight, before they even like do anything, like all the magic, it's like, I have to first just do this with my hand. And then, all like that, I'm like, what is that? Ah. It is so over the top. I cannot take that drama seriously. I watch every second, I was like, holy shit, what the heck is going on? So that one. Fated Heart doesn't work on me, but I think it's overall like not too bad. Okay, I'll put it that way, if anybody cares. Li Qing and Chen Zheyuan, I don't think they work on me as a couple. And again, some of this plot is like, I can't quite take it very seriously. But it's comparing to a couple of other things ongoing, I think it's better. But it still doesn't mean I can keep watching and finish watching it. Like, it's a drama. I watched about 10 episodes. I can see certain things it does is like better than the other dramas going on at the same time. But at the same time, as a whole, so like 38 whatever episode drama, I feel like I'm unconvinced that I can stay on that long and not lose my interest. Yeah, but it's like better than the other female general stories overall, like before it. So this year we've had the Zhou Ye, the Song Yi, the who else? Like those couple of female generals are like kind of like not really making sense. This one is slightly better, Fated Heart, with Chen Zheyuan and Li Qing, but still not good enough for me. It's just, it didn't work on me that much, but I would say it's slightly better than the other things. And Love in the Clouds, not working on me. Very pretty. Everybody looks very pretty, probably prettier than they look in other dramas, and there are a couple of very pretty people in it. But it's so intentionally written as like nothing actually matters. The world set up, the power struggles, the different like whatever male lead, female lead, where they come from, like that logic behind why, for example, she is pretending to be a man all her life and then she gets like literally cast out, and then all that, like all those difficulties and obstacles they've put on the characters to make them suffer, it's literally so that they can smash the leads together, so that it's like the meme, now kiss. It's like the scriptwriter is grabbing the female lead, grabbing the male lead, and smacking their face together. Just like, do it by episode 2 or 4 or 3, whatever. And they don't really think about, through the logics of the character setup of your characters, how many steps it needs to happen before that happens to them. And then it's like so casually put together and not really thinking through the logic of anything, and just like smash people together. And like pretty people together. It's like everyone just want to look at sugar, so let's just like sugar them immediately after our story starts, not after much. And I was so unconvinced about any of the logic behind, for example, the female lead's action of Into the Clouds, that I was like, on one hand I was like, she looks really pretty in this drama compared to her previous period dramas, which is like you can actually look really, really okay, you know, with the kind of right whatever, which is like, okay, nice. On the other hand, I was looking at the plot, I'm like, what am I looking at? So it doesn't work on me on that level, and no matter how pretty everything looks like, it's just so... I'm too old for that to work anything on me. I'm cannot be cheated that easily, you know? Like, I'm not a 15-year-old with a completely pink bubble heart all the time and uncontrollable hormone surges. So it's no longer like, it does not work. I look at that, I'm like, yeah, pretty people, but that's Into the Clouds, where when they started the setup, the first couple of episodes, what happens to the female lead, particularly like how she got from point 1 to point B to point 3, right? Like pretending to be like in that kind of like, it's and getting to the male lead's home. I'm like, all that is just not making sense. Logically, I cannot possibly imagine that could actually happen to the same person. And everything that happens after, I mean, I can't watch because it's like the foundation does not exist for me to believe the logic of your story, that everything that builds upon it is like, okay, whatever. That's me, Into the Clouds. So they look pretty, but I don't know what is the story or the characters. It's totally not making sense to me. So I didn't even mention it. Yeah, so these dramas like are all like disappointing in their own ways. That I was like, yeah, I can watch it, but if I don't watch it, it doesn't really make a difference. Then the Fight for Love that has kind of joined the battle, the latest. I think today it got to episode 19 or something if you pay like the SVIP on Tencent. Anyway, it's 18 or 19 up to today. It's like gotten to the point where I can keep watching. I can also quit. I'm at the point where neither choice is having a more sort of like significant more benefit than the other. So I'm right now at this very balanced point of I can keep watching. Probably it will be okay. I can quit now. Probably that will be okay too. Right at this point, after I've watched episode 19 today, that's what I feel about 山河镇 Fight for Love, which is the ones among the recent dramas that I've watched the most episodes already, but I may keep, may not, I'm not sure. Overall, as a storytelling piece, at least things make more sense in this one. To me, it reads like the makers have the intention of at least tell a proper story. Whether they can do it very well, I'm not sure, but at least it kind of comes from the angle of let's get a story down first, like a proper story, instead of 旋转跳跃我闭着眼 like certain other dramas that just want to become a fashion show for the male lead, which sorry, it's not a drama. It's like a huge magazine shoot that's like 40 episodes long. At least this one feels like it wants to tell a story, but whether they can do it well till the end of 40 episodes, I am not sure right now. Mostly because the lead couple's chemistry is not working very well. Or you can say it's not really there. I mean, Jing Yuxi is an actor. If you can work a good chemistry with him, it would have worked a long time before this point. If it cannot work, it cannot work. It would already be too late. So, to me, everything Ding Yuxi has been in, I pretty much have watched. My opinion about him is he's very good at all those kind of like relationship moments between him and the other person. But if the other person is not the right pick for the role, he cannot really make it happen. So he cannot actually add more to he's not really the type of, if I'm in there, I can make something not workable work kind of actor. The other person also has to give, and then it will work. But if it's only him in the game, he doesn't change the end result. Song Qian is not working a chemistry at all with him. Also, I think Song Qian doesn't really know who her character is. I think Ding Yuxi is pretty clear who his character is. He always plays a character with a lot of logic, so you know like where he's coming from as that person. But Song Qian's performance shows me she actually has no clue about who her character is. And that problem comes, and that creates a problem of, it creates an uninteresting and nothing to chew on dynamic between these two. Because classically, when you have this kind of setup, ideally the female lead is not only just by age older than the guy, but she's also the type of person who would have to be a little bit more complicated. And then that kind of relationship needs to be the type of relationship where she is restrained because of her age and her sister-in-law relationship with him, and all the heavy burden she has, like the things that are, you know, like why she got into the situation in the first place. So she would be the clever person who actually already sees through the young guy's intention much earlier on. But she would be the person who would very skillfully avoid or like make sure that the guy not do something that is too not acceptable. And then she would have to argue with herself about the validity of the relationship and the future problems that could come, and whether she would want to take that step where she knows she's gonna basically suffer the consequences quite a lot. So whether it's worth it. And the guy needs to be constantly sort of like knocking on the door to make her finally give up. But all the time, she's highly aware of what's going on, and she would be actually the more aware person to try to like get away from it until it could no longer be. So the ideal relationship would be this woman is in every sense much more matured and like clever about these things than the guy. And that creates the dynamic of the 年下 relationship between the sort of like forbidden love, right? Between these two people because of their social kind of like relationship with each other. That's what's delicious about this type of story. Yet Song Qian plays her character like a 16-year-old who has no clue. She actually acts as way too young, way too lively, bubbly, unaware of the situation, and then not 年上, not older in everything than the guy. She actually tries to play her character as a young girl, which does not make sense for this setup at all, and it creates no dynamic between these two characters. This needs to be that kind of relationship where the other couple in the drama kind of gives you already an example between Chen Qiaoen's character and the other actor, can't remember his name, the Grand Princess. The Grand Princess and her basically lover. That is like the kind of 年下 relationship that has tension, right? The tension, the sexual attraction, the kind of power dynamic, and not to mention between the princess and the lover, there's the political thing that happens in the background that you'll know later, right? Because he's basically a spy slash like the enemy country's future heir. It's a pretty crazy story. But if you want to say older woman, younger guy, and in that kind of very societally not so acceptable relationship, that's a highly more charged relationship between the princess and her lover. And in a way, you can compare that pair to the main lead pair because they are both similar. Is the older woman and then in a socially not acceptable relationship with a younger guy. Yet, right, even though they have so little screen time between the Grand Princess and the lover and they're not the lead, it's so much more sexier and interesting to look at the supporting couple than the lead couple that is so bland and nothing is happening. it's one of the biggest problem of this story is the main lead is not working. So the main frame of the story is not working. And yeah, like a couple of like things on the side, like between Cao Jun's character and Huang Yunying's character, like our female lead's brother and the girl, right, who likes him, but he like is refusing her. I mean, even that is more adorable than the male lead and female lead couple. And when this continues, the story will start to lose its energy. I mean, I will keep watching it because I'm curious to see how Chen Qiaoen and the lover kind of like situation is gonna play out. Although I know already, like I know the original story, so I know like how it's gonna end. But I'm still kind of curious to see how they're gonna play it out, and also how the actors are gonna play it out. Because so far it's working really well. Like Chen Qiaoen is really playing a very, very, very good Nianshang princess. That's like exactly what we want in this type of setup for this type of story. But for the lead couple. Such a wasted opportunity. Such a wasted opportunity. I mean, Ding Yuxi is doing a pretty good job, like I expected he would be doing. But Song Qian, not only is she not really that effective and emotional communicator, but also I think the base, like the foundation of her understanding of her character and the relationship, and then in the romantic kind of period drama setting, what is the shippable thing between this kind of character design? When you set up a character like this in this kind of a relationship, what are the things people are looking for, right? For this kind of, what is juicy? What is like watchable? What is the value of this kind of story? She has no clue. She actually doesn't know how to make her character and the relationship between her character and the male lead juicy. It's like, where should you be coming from? And what is like think about the expectation of the audiences, right? What would they be expecting to be able to get from this kind? She has no clue. In her performance, you can see this clear, unworked out logic of her character. She has no logic. She has no design for her character. And that's really problematic for this drama. I have a feeling that therefore it's not going to turn out to be very, very successful eventually. What else? There's one more thing I think about this drama. I was thinking and trying to remember. Shanhezhen. There's something else, but I kind of like suddenly just forgot about it. 大哥 and 团团, yeah, 大哥 and 团团 is very adorable. Again, that's a couple I want to see what happens to them. So maybe for the sake of looking at what happens to the grand princess and what happens to the brother and the girl, I would want to keep watching. But it's actually not for the purpose of finding out more about Song Qian and Ding Yuxi. Unfortunately, it didn't work. I don't think it's working, and it's not gonna suddenly start working because she doesn't know who she's playing, and it actually does not make sense for a character to act like that. Anyway, to me, it's like, yeah, this didn't work, so it's not gonna work. To the unfortunate thing about it. Quickly jumping through a couple of things. There's a drama that's been airing actually during all this on Tencent that nobody is watching, but if anybody cares, it's the Light Beyond the Reed short drama, Tencent, 16 episodes or something. Zhang Bingbing and Mao Xiaotong. It's a complete realism drama. It's one story about a couple who just like about to break up, something happens that changes it, kind of situation. I think I've talked about it, because it's very short. It's 16 episodes. If you're more into the realism side of things, it's actually a pretty good drama. Overall, the script writing quality, the acting, Although it's a very, very depressing story. Like what it's talking about is very depressing, Light Beyond the Read. But it's actually a pretty well-made drama, but I understand nobody's watching. It's not being promoted. It's too short to be promoted. Its topic about the whole sort of rape case is, let's say, not really that nice to look at, right? And I would get why people don't want to watch this type of drama, but if you like these actors and you want to look at like normal, proper storytelling and acting, I would say Light Beyond the Read is pretty watchable. It's very short. And then, I mean, it's by no means the best thing out there, but like it feels like a more normal story, you know, like a normal drama instead of all the flashy things and all the fandom noises that goes crazy that just makes the drama unwatchable. At least it's a normal one, but it's finished, it's very short, and nobody really cares about it. So if you accidentally discover it, you can go and check it out. Supposedly, yesterday, 5th, should be the airing of Lady Liberty, which is led by Tang Yan. Now I think it's being delayed. It either may come out tomorrow, and if it doesn't come out tomorrow, that means it's been further postponed for a reason that's completely unrelated to Tang Yan. Tang Yan is just unlucky. So that is the Tang Yan Zhao Youting led contemporary drama on Tencent. That is based on a novel written by Yi Shu, which is the writer of the original novel of Tale of Rose that Liu Yifei led. So it's kind of Tang Yan's version of the Liu Yifei's Tale of Rose 2 years ago, something like that. So that drama supposedly should come out yesterday, but it didn't, due to the writer of this drama now is embroiled in a scandal in China that may lead to some investigation, that may lead to some things to do with police, corruption, all that stuff that may end up not looking good. And due to that writer may get a complete reputation destruction, ban, and even criminal kind of implication of what has happened. Therefore, the drama is being held because she is the credited writer of the drama, although she may not have written it. That's the epic story of Tang Yan's drama that actually has nothing to do with Tang Yan and the drama itself. And that's like even crazier. So what happened was, so first, this drama that Tang Yan led with Zhao Youting, right, is based on a novel written by a Hong Kong novel writer many years ago. She also wrote the original novel of Tale of the Rose that Liu Yifei led. It got adapted into screenplay and then now made into drama. And the credited adaptation writer is a lady called Qing Wen. She's pretty famous because she's also the credited writer of Shanghai Blossom Fan Hua, which aired at the beginning of 24 and was pretty popular. I've made videos about it. That's the Wang Jiawei drama led by Hu Ge and all those famous people that's like in Shanghai dialect, right? Anybody remembers? Where Xing Zhilei looks just like great, hot and pretty in that drama. Anyway, so this is the same scriptwriter who was credited for that drama and then for this one. From September, end of September, there is already something going on internet about back in the days when they made Shanghai Blossom. So Wang Jiawei directed and shot for 3 years that drama. They took 3 years to shoot. About that drama's behind the scenes scandal, which is pretty ugly. So the story goes, there was a person who was on the team, a guy, a writer, who goes by the name Gu Er. During the making of Shanghai Blossom, was hired at a very ridiculous low amount of wage, and who basically was responsible for writing all the plot related to the stock market plot that happened in the drama. Because no, like the main writer, the lady who is now in trouble, the writer, she is responsible for doing all those relationship, romantic storyline, but she knows nothing about stock market. So they made this young guy go and research, and this guy basically researched all the 90s Chinese stock market, what happened, and became an expert of that and wrote that into their story. And he got paid like 3,000 RMB per month, which is ridiculous. And it's like not making sense. But anyway, during the time he was on the crew, he said he was also used as personal assistant. He has to cook for the director. He has to do errands for the director. He also has to write these things. And then after he's finished all that work, they kicked him off the team and then credited everything he's written under this writer, which is the lady writer. So she got Best Script Writing Award this year or something for her writing of Shanghai Blossom, where actually a lot of that stock market law wasn't written by her, it's written by this guy. But they basically took it and put it under her name and then gave him no credit and paid him very little money. The reason he came out after almost like 2 years of the airing of the drama and 5 years basically after the drama got shot is because this guy now is diagnosed with ALS. So he's dying basically, and there's nothing to stop it from happening, and he has no time left. He has a very few years left, and then he's been trying to sort of argue with them and try to get the recognition of his work, but they gave him no reply. They don't, basically they just pretend he doesn't exist, and he's been trying for the last year or so to get that, because when the drama airs, right, you can see his name is nowhere to be seen. He actually did all that work. And so to the point where he's like, I don't care. I'm dying. I'm not going to go back to the industry anymore. I probably have only a few years left. Might as well just everybody go to hell. So he released voice recording, where he recorded, because when they have like script writing sessions and conversations and meetings, they would record it in a voice file. And this is like the private working file. But because these people don't respond to his request, he released that on internet, snippets of it. And basically at the end of September, it is like certain snippets of the conversation between Wang Jiawei, the director, between Qing Wen, the scriptwriter, and a couple of other people. That is like when they're having script writing sessions, they're also like basically gossiping about other people in the industry. And it's pretty nasty talks about other people. So he released the first round of recording at the end of September. It went somewhere, but it didn't blow up. And he was using that to get attention. Yet he got like respond from those whatever studio that owns the drama, whatever, is saying to deny like they actually sent out an announcement denying what he's doing and saying all that is not true. And probably wait for a month and nobody really compensated him or got in contact with him. So recently, at the end of October or beginning of November, I can't remember, but it's like in last week, he released another chunk of recording that happened between the writer Qing Wen, the woman he is accusing of stealing his writing, Wang Jiawei, and another person who is like literally the writer for Qing Wen. So Qing Wen, this writer, although she gets credited, a lot of things she actually doesn't write herself. She hired other people to write for her. So that person is also in the conversation. They were in the room. They were like cooking. You can hear the water coming from the faucet and you can hear chopping noises. So they were cooking and they were talking, and it's like a script session, so it got recorded. And probably this guy is at the scene too, but he wasn't speaking. He was just recording it. Anyway, in this audio recording, he cut out all the bits that these people are dissing the actors in the industry. For example, Wang Jiawei is calling Chen Daoming a pretentious person, calling the Yu Benchang, the old actor in Shanghai Blossom, the oldest guy, also a pretentious whatever old guy, like who's much more complicated than you think. You can hear Wang Jiawei saying Tang Yan is also very zhuang, so very, again, pretentious, that type of thing. You can hear him basically dissing all those people in the industry. You also hear actually Wang Jiawei making a kind of like a very rude joke about Jing, so the comic, like the comedy, the actress, and who also was in Wild World. You know, Jing, she's also in Truth, the detective variety show. The pretty like comedy person in the whole thing. You can hear Wang Jiawei actually talking about literally had those huge breasts, I would sleep with her kind of thing. So it's not looking very good for Wang Jiawei, the director, for him to talk shit about everybody. Although it's private conversation, technically everybody kind of gossips about other people. So it's questionable, obviously, for the person who leaks this audio online because it's private conversation. But it will not stop people from laughing at the whole thing and then thinking about, okay, in the industry of entertainment, everybody is a jerk. But the other thing that's really bad in this case is during their recording, the writer Qing Wen, she was talking to her girlfriend, a person named Xu, whatever, and you can hear they were talking about they got drunk and they got caught by a traffic police, and then the police tries to get their license and whatever, and they tried to assault the policeman. So the policeman used pepper spray on them and incarcerated them. And then they were saying they were in the police station and laughing at the police and saying, we have connections, we can get out of here as soon as we want. And they were talking about how confident they were in the police station, and then they caught people they know and immediately they got themselves released. And they were talking about that episode, the writer and her friend, as if it's something that's just really fun. And it's like, you know, like conversation, right? Dinner table conversation. But unfortunately, in their recording, they were so specific. They said which police station in which city. and guess what? Now it got released on internet. I think this is intended by the scriptwriter who wants his cut and his recognition back, so that because this now can be traced, the date of when this happened, and then in which cities, which police station this happened, when they got taken in, but then they caught somebody, their connections of whatever people in the police bureau who got them released. Now it's actually time, location, which exact police station in China that happened. So if anybody wants to investigate, they can. And this is to do with, obviously now, once it goes public, it is like, oh, so corruption within police bureau, because you're friends and friends and friends with that person, other people like this person gets special treatment. It is to do with that side of thing. So now, her action, not only, basically her recording now is showing not only is she a fake writer, like her stuff is written by other people that she doesn't even know. Oh, and in this conversation, she also mentioned she's the writer of the Nini and Liu Shishi drama, the two girls drama. And then she said during like the airing, Liu Shishi found during the filming, Liu Shishi found some very important lines in the original novel. That's her character's line got written to Nini. So she went to this writer to complain, and the writer shut her out. And the writer said, I didn't even know, because that part of the plot wasn't written by me. It was written by my hired writer who moved the line from Liu Shishi's character to Nini. Is you see, like she basically exposed her not only as a very nasty person, she also exposed herself as not really writing the things that she gets credited for. She also exposed herself and her friend as somebody who has connections in the police bureau so that they can do whatever. They can run a red light, do whatever, and then get caught, like, and then put into police station and get out of it like in hours time. So now this thing goes viral on China's internet. People first want to find out what happened during that whole police like incarceration thing. Who is the policeman responsible for releasing and then giving them special treatment so that they can get out? And does that link to a bigger sort of whatever network of special treatment and police corruption? That's one thing that everybody is like not letting go. The other, obviously, is this writer's credit. It's like, is anything written by herself when she gets major writing award for Chinese drama series? And then obviously, is she doing anything criminal or illegal or like, you know, for like having special treatment and getting out of the police station? Now, if that is uninvestigated, uncertain, it makes it almost like the drama that is about to air, Lady Liberty, which is credited to her, although now you may think she actually hasn't written the drama. It might be written by her hired writers, like the gun, like the whatever, 枪手 writers, right? Ghost writers. And it may actually not be her work, but it does not matter because it's credited to this writer. And if she gets into any trouble and she gets cancelled, get banned, get investigated, if there's anything further than just like reputation destruction, but actually, you know, like to do with police corruption, Lady Liberty, the drama, is in trouble. Because if a major creator of this drama is a questionable or problematic person, legal implication here and there, the drama will not air, right? It would just like stay there and wait for things to settle or be confirmed or anything comes out of it. Anyway, so Tang Yan had nothing to do with this. She actually got dissed in this recording by Wang Jiawei and the writer for her being pretentious. Or she hasn't done anything. But now her drama cannot air. At least yesterday didn't air. Tomorrow we'll see. If it aired, it might be like okay. If it didn't, she's just so unfortunate. Totally not her fault at all in anything, but this is what's happening with Lady Liberty because of its writer and because of the things this guy exposed behind the scene of Shanghai Blossom. So Wang Jiawei's reputation is pretty much in the toilet right now in China among the public. Within the industry, people probably wouldn't really think of it much because this is the norm. This is the daily norm of the industry. They all know that. But for people outside, right? Anybody who has a lens, has a filter of Wang Kai-wei, of his like film style, his Hong Kong, like that kind of romantic movie kind of like a look of things. Now you know what kind of person he is. So his like reputation in toilet situation, the public is laughing at him, being like, you call other people pretentious, you wear sunglasses constantly, even when you're indoor. Because this is a famous director who has the classic sunglasses that he wears anytime you see him in public, he never takes it off. And everyone is saying, you call Tang Yan pretentious? Who would be wearing sunglasses indoor 24/7? You're talking about being pretentious. Are you kidding us? So his like reputation destroyed. And then this scriptwriter, although she probably is very famous in the industry, she's unknown to public because nobody really cares about who's the scriptwriter, right? Most of the time, nobody knows unless you're J.K. Rowling. But she's unknown, and now she's well known. Like everybody knows this is the woman who doesn't write anything, who hires ghostwriters, who doesn't even know what she's written, and she's like, she also is like, I don't know, like just having special connections everywhere. Therefore, she gets the awards and stuff. It becomes a joke about everything she represents, like whatever women's awards and like successful career women, right? It becomes like a slap across the face of these people. So she probably, I think this scriptwriter, public reputation destroyed. Whether she's still gonna work in the industry, she can work under other names, she may have other connections, we don't know. But so far, it's her kind of like social death. Wang Jiawei is also not doing well. Unfortunately, Tang Yan's drama gets dragged into this because it's credited to that writer. Although again, like I said, she may not actually have written it at all. This is how far entertainment business always has fallen, right? It's not like recently has fallen. It basically always is in the pit, is in the valley, is in the lowest point of human morality. Anyway, it's just now you see it more clearly. And as for the guy who released those recording, I think he's at a point he doesn't care. Even if anybody wants to sue him, he's like, I am dying. By the time you finish the case, I'm already dead. I don't give a shit. That kind of attitude. So nobody can actually do anything about him unless they go and murder him. Like they hire an assassin and kill this guy and shut him out forever. He's got hours and hours of recording that probably contains even shittier stuff that he hasn't released yet. I mean, personally, I don't think releasing private, it's like chat history or recording of private conversation is like okay, right? It's not okay. But the thing is, people already have a lot of bad opinions and like feeling it's unfair that the entertainment business gets so much attention, so much money, so much fame, yet they really do nothing, and so many scumbags actually in the industry, and they get all the attention and they don't deserve that, and people are having a lot of problems these days because everyone is having a hard time, you know, like economy is not good. Under these circumstances, nobody gives a shit. Like, they would be like just happily eat the melon, drink the tea. And also, if this guy actually has a future, if he's still working in the industry, he still has connections, he's still working, he would not release this type of thing. It's like a shared secret within the industry. Everybody knows about, you know, shitty things happening all the time, but we're all on the same boat kind of situation. Whereas this guy, because he's dying, right? So he's no longer on the boat. He's just want to wreck the boat before he dies. He wants to nuke it as much as he could. I mean, can't blame that kind of. I mean, if you're dying, right, that's the last thing you can do. You're gonna do it. It's like, you can't really blame this guy too. So that's what's going on. Lovely Chinese entertainment, right? Every time you look at it, it's like, it's no better than any other country's shitty entertainment business. Although everybody has their own way of being shitty, but, you know. So, if tomorrow it airs, it might be, it doesn't have that much of a problem. If it doesn't, 麻烦. So, Tang Yan, she's just so unlucky. What can I say? Yeah, ENT industry truly is. It has like its different versions in different countries. Like in South Korea, it's everything controlled by those like conglomerate huge company that owns everything, right? So in a way you can think about in like the idol industry of South Korea is basically a modern slavery. Sex slaves. It's like sex slaves dancing on stage. That's what it is really. At the core of it, no matter how nicely you try to dress it up. And then you look at the US, right? Hollywood, why it's called Hollywood, all those kind of like cult and secret, whatever, underground network, human sacrifices, weird actions, child traffic, like all that kind of shitty things. It's famous for like a US entertainment business. It's like, everywhere you look, they have their own twisted version, like mutated version, but it's pretty much like money, power, political power, money, sex, drug, just mix it up in whatever way. Yeah, it's pretty well known. Well, if you research into a lot of like dark legend of Hollywood, you'd be very scared. It's like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, this is human life. Holy shit. It's very, very crazy and very, very crazy. But it's actually real. You have no idea how far human can fall. Well, it's very, just like research yourself. Go and research about like hidden like networks under LA. It's pretty insane. But anyway, I'm just saying, entertainment business, don't ever underestimate them. And every time you think, as a normal person, every time you think, wow, they've fallen so low, the reality is it's actually much lower than you can imagine. Just believe in that. It's definitely true. So That's Tang Yan's drama, currently in limbo. We may see it happening in a few days' time, or if it doesn't happen, you know the writer is in trouble. It's like the writer now is being investigated, and that's bad. New Queen of News just aired yesterday. I haven't watched it. If anybody has watched the first season and liked it, you can go and check that one out. Because I haven't watched the first one to the extent that I understand everything, so it'd be very hard for me to jump into the second one now. Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty is coming out on the 8th. So it should be Saturday when they air the first episode on iQIYI of Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty 3. Recently also a lot of red carpet is going on in China for all the fashion magazines who are doing their end of the year whatever event. So it's like Vogue, Elle recently did that too. Weibo did that too. You're gonna see again a lot of people dressing up. It's like end of the year designer brand dress competition put on actors. That's already having a war going on. The Tokyo Film Festival just happened, and it again created a huge drama on China's internet due to the best actor went to Wang Chuanjun for his performance in a movie that hasn't even screened in China. It's like it's called, Chinese title is Spring Tree. English title is a different one. I can't remember exactly. Yesterday I just saw the poster and I forgot about it. But anyway, it's one of those indie movie kind of vibe movie where he led it with Bai Baihe. So Wang Chuanjun, the actor in a lot of things, who is Jin Shijia's classmate. So Wang Chuanjun got Tokyo Film Festival this year's Best Actor for his performance in that movie. He led with Bai Baihe. But Bai Baihe, before this award even came out, sent out Weibo publicly saying, can't believe there's even this kind of operation. And then it's the 3 emojis of the monkey, not seeing, not hearing, not saying. And later you read from, like, there's other things about, she publicly complained about basically the award is rigged. So she is the female lead and she has the majority of the screen time in the movie. And Wang Chuanjun actually, when they were filming it, he's a supporting character. He has very limited screen time. When the actual movie came out, she found out like he got edited a lot more minutes into the movie where initially it wasn't really that much. And then he also, basically, she's saying basically it got rigged because for whatever reason, it was like forced that he will get the male lead, like the male best actor, and because it's the same movie, so you cannot give, like, they would not prefer to, like, they were saying for this one movie, whatever reason, and only one person can get the best actor or actress. So if the actress is from this movie, then the actor has to come from other movies, vice versa. And because they gave the best actor to Wang Chuanjun, therefore Bai Baihe basically is no longer in the game. And eventually the best actress went to 2 Japanese actresses. So this is a year where they gave the award to 2 people, which has happened before. And she gets very angry about that. She's complaining and the whole thing is rigged. So she sends out the Weibo publicly complaining about that. And then Wang Chuanjun, when he got the award, his kind of like interview, in his interview, he said, I'm very grateful for Liu Dan, which is the supporting actress, the very veteran actress in Reset, who has the high pressure cooker. You know her. So she's one of those supporting roles. And then Bai Baihe is the female lead, right? So Wang Chuanjun said, I'm very grateful for Bai Baihe and Liu Dan for their light in the story to basically shine on me so that I got seen. So that's what he said. And people start to overinterpret what he means. Is he basically yin yang guai qi, right? Like suggesting Bai Baihe not getting the award and then he's getting it and then she's complaining about it and it's like, you know, stupid. Or is he like saying it completely out of just like, I'm grateful that these 2 ladies are in the film. Anyway, Although Wang Chuanjun and Bai Baihe, these two persons, haven't directly called each other out in any way, but people are interpreting as the lead of this movie are having a war out on each other, and it pulls the director into this mess because the director is also on the panel, I think, of the judge for Tokyo Film Festival, and whatever, like who knows what's going on, and we may never find out exactly what are all things going on. And so basically this year, Tokyo International Film Festival Best Actor went to Wang Chuanjun, and Bai Baihe was pissed. So that's what's going on, and then they've like but the thing with the Tokyo Film Festival is it's actually not a rule for not giving award to the same movie's two leads. It's like best actor, best actress cannot come from the same movie. Actually, that doesn't exist. That rule doesn't exist. So who knows? Anyway, it's another extra gossip land stuff that has happened in the film world, if anybody cares. I mean, Wang Chuanjun and Bai Baihe, neither of them is like super popular, but they're kind of relatively okay known. And it is just what it is, as if it's not noisy enough. This week, we've got two flowers fighting because they both release new songs. So you know who they are, Yu Shixing and Zhao Lusi. They both released in the same week, like single. I think Zhao Lusi released 2 songs and Yu Shixing one, if I haven't remembered it wrong. And guess what? War! Fandom war! As you can imagine, these two people's fandoms decided that they are each other's arch enemy for whatever reason. They have their own sort of arena of fights. So their idols release songs and then they start fighting. So I mean, it's entertainment business. What can you say? I think Zhao Lusi's songs are English, right? And Yu Shixing's is Chinese. I mean, Zhao Lusi's one, like, she released 2, but I only listened to 1, like parts of it. Yu Shixing, there's 1, I listened to parts of it. And it's just like, yeah, songs. What can you say? Normal songs. It's not like, it's just 2 songs. I mean, it's not even like groundbreaking in any sense as like Tai Kun's Dead Man in any way. It's just songs. All I can say is it's just like 2 singing female voices. And I don't particularly care about any of that. So I was just like, oh, they released songs at the same time. I was like, yeah. Somehow like it just has to happen at the same time. I don't know why, but it almost like it works into this hidden dark rule about if one person does one thing, the other person would have to do something else. And also just because Yu Shixing in recent months, she's been in a lot of trouble, right? Because of the scandal of her family, her parents, her father, her grandfather, whether it has anything to do with like national owned properties being privatized illegally, whatever. Like her family is in a lot of scandal trouble. So Yu Shixing's been laying very, very low. She's not doing anything for the last like 2 months. And we're not gonna see the end of the war yet. It's just gonna keep going. This is what we have in entertainment business. So healthy. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'll give like, because they released a work video of her recording the song, and you can hear like she's been basically directed line by line by the producer. I mean, the good thing is she can actually do it. Like when they tell her do this, and she can actually do it. So you can say like her song is being very studio recorded and polished line by line, so it could sound like that. And the other thing is, if you've watched her early dramas, before everything went so crazy with her, you can tell she's actually a linguistically very talented person. I will give her that. A lot of ladies actually, because women have actually linguistically very easily getting a brain formulation that's actually really good for hearing and then imitating. She's probably one of those person. You can hear her imitating accents, even other languages, even though it's not perfect pronunciation, but the kind of flow of the language, she can very easily capture the essence of it. So I would say Zhao Lusi is actually one of those naturally talented at a language person. You can tell from her previous acting. So if she can do very good English pronunciation that you previously haven't heard her done in any way, in a studio environment where every line is literally being very nicely polished and taught and, you know, adjusted when she's singing them, it's totally possible. So it will end up being the result you hear, which is an overall pretty well pronounced English song, right? That's in English and it sounds like, okay, pretty well done. And I think if you've watched her previous dramas, you'll know she can actually do very good accents and stuff because she has the ear. Some people just have it. So I don't think it's in anything. Yes, it's kind of very auto-tuned and post-production, but it's the style. Like the song she sang has that style, which always gets heavily post-production treated anyway because it needs to sound like that. Otherwise, it's not in the kind of like dance song genre. So that's not really a problem. It's just a normal, like think about if you listen to English songs and mostly in the West, like US, whatever, UK song. This is so normal. The genre, the type, even the lyrics, nothing unusual. It's just such a standard, normal song. Yeah. So I don't think it's necessary for people to laugh at her and saying, you know, like she can't sing, she has to be taught line by line, which is like, it's in studio. Everybody is recording it, you know, like to perfection anyway. It's not necessary, but also it's just another song. It's like, it's in no time, I think people are just gonna forget about it. It's not like something that's gonna stay there forever, right? Yeah, but fandom will not give up. Either will say she's a genius, or the other side will say she's like copycat, whatever. It's like everybody just wanna find an excuse to murder each other. Yeah, it's produced by a US writer who is pretty famous. He's done quite a lot of songs for a lot of very well-known people. I'm eating half a third of an apple, sorry. But those songs are not meant to mean anything, right? It's like the type of song you play in the background as a noise. Typical English song. And yeah, like it has no meaning basically. It doesn't have to have a point to make, kind of thing. Anything? Drama. I think I've mentioned every drama that's recently ongoing. Anything else? Oh, I just remembered what I was thinking during. I was like, there's one point I forgot to talk about Fight for Love, Shen He Zhen. Earlier, I was like, there's one thing. I just remember what it is. Yesterday's episode, I think it's 17. Is it 17? Something around there. 17 or 16. Anyway, there's this brief scene. I'm already laughing. Between Ding Yuxi and Fu Xinbo. Anybody watch that? When Fu Xinbo's character is hiding in a little hut and he's injured, and Ding Yuxi found him. Ding Yuxi's character found him and then saying, we're gonna stay together, and then fend off the invaders, like the bad people were coming. And he Ding Yuxi's character dressed Fu Xinbo's character's wound on the shoulder, like that scene. The lines were written so intentionally, like playing on the joke about, like, basically the director first was famous for directing Guardian, and he was like a BL director, right? And also Fu Xinbo was in a BL drama. And the lines were so in your face BL that I laughed so much. And they actually played really good chemistry. For that one moment, I actually want to believe this is a BL drama. And the male lead are Fu Xinbo and Ding Yuxi. And I can totally ignore the fact that there is a Song Qian. And I much prefer actually watching a BL drama. That's between a guy who's the ex-husband of a woman and another guy who's this woman's current boyfriend. That's so crazy. But I'm like, oh my god, the best chemistry so far in any scene of this drama, apart from the Grand Princess, probably is between Ding Yuxi and Fu Xinbo. Anybody watch that scene? If you've watched it, tell me if that's what you feel, because I think everybody agrees when they watched it. It's so crazy. That moment. Anybody remember? Yesterday, I laughed so much because Ding Yuxi's character and Fu Xinbo, they were like faced like very close to each other, right? They're both like on the ground, and one is like sitting and the other is like kneeling over, and their faces like this close, and he's like tying his wound up, and he intentionally pulled it really hard, and the guy's like, and then he's like you know, you're such a pussy, and then so he's trying not to scream, but then the other guy is like intentionally make him hurt a lot. And that tension between these two guys in that sequence is like so much more than between Ding Yuxi and Song Qian. I was laughing so loud. I can't. I was like, actually, it's a period drama. Lu Wenzhou and Fei Du. I mean, I can take it. I mean, like a period drama version of Mo Du is totally okay. It's like period drama version of Silent Breed. Not to mention, at this point, Fu Xinbo's character is Dali Si Shaoqing, which is actually the ancient time kind of like prosecutor. Not so different from police, you know? And oh my god. It's so funny. That's what I forgot to mention. I was like thinking, what was I forgetting? That's what I was forgetting. The fact that Fu Xinbo and Ding Yuxi can actually and everyone is joking, yeah, because the same director who directed Guardian. It's the same director who directed The Journey to Love. It is also the guy who actually has directed 杀破狼 that will never air. So the Tan Jianci and Chen Zheyuan drama, that's also written by Priest. It's basically Guardian in period time, right? And like in the same world, kind of like as Word of Honor, almost even. Yeah, that drama was actually also directed by this guy. Now it makes you even want to see Chen Zheyuan and Tan Jianci's BL drama that much more, but you know you're not gonna get it. But actually, if that drama aired, it probably would be the best one we've had in Chinese drama land of BL. Think about Addicted, like the ones that actually aired, okay, officially in China. Addicted, Guardian, Untamed, Word of Honor. I mean, you can say Justice in Dark, but the problem with that one is like it didn't air in China, it aired in Japan. And this year, like the thing that didn't air in China, I mean, if 烽火流金, which is the drama version of 杀破狼, which is Priest's novel, Chen Zheyuan and Tan Jianci led, that is steampunk. So it's like a fictional world where it's period time, but people have machinery. And then directed by this director. It probably actually would be the best one we've had in the whole pack of period drama in BL, but we'll never see it. Sad, isn't it? Ah, my apple. Okay, so that's the death of a quarter of an apple. Caught on camera. Anyway, that's episode, I think 17 or 16. Either 16 or 17, because today is 18 and 19 and it's already over that. So it should be 17 or 16. It's apple. It's floored. Nothing bad will come out. It's not like I dropped a nuclear bomb, you know? Zhang Xinchen and Ding Yuxi, yeah, they were in that kind of, it makes you feel like it's very BL drama. But the problem is, I would say Ding Yuxi and Zhang Xinchen have too similar a vibe. Okay, let me put it that way. If it's in a BL, both of them will be 0. There will not be 1. There will be the 0. It's just the vibe the person gives. Now, if they're both in the same drama, I don't know who's gonna come out as 0, who's gonna come out as 1. It may be not really balanced off that nicely. We shall wait and see. I just feel both of them are a little bit too, I don't know. It's just me. My antenna. And then we have to wait till it happens. Who knows? But yes, like in that short scene between Ding Yuxi and Fu Xinbo, I was like, actually, can we just make another drama just about you two? Sorry. It's not because 敷衍看人机. It's because they actually really do have an on-screen kind of dynamics that's working really nicely in that moment. Whereas Song Qian and Ding Yuxi just like nothing happens. You can't force it. It just doesn't come. Like if you think about Ding Yuxi's other dramas that actually has worked previously. For example, with Zhao Lusi back in the days of Tiger and Rose, it's BG. But people ship it like crazy because it worked. Or you think about his drama with Yu Shuxing. It's kind of obvious that it's working, so that's why it got hot. So it's nothing to do with BG or BL. It's whether the chemistry is there. Not really having anything to do with gender, but yeah. But with Fu Xinbo, it's working. With Song Qian, it's not. What can you do? So those are the ongoing dramas. I don't think there's anything else that I've missed. It's a pretty noisy month. A lot of dramas. Also, this year's Game Awards started to have like voting. So if anybody is a gamer, go vote. I think TGA is starting voting, although it doesn't count till the end because TGA is not a voting based award. If anybody is playing games, and if you haven't noticed, I would highly recommend you on Steam go and get the Chinese developer game Escape from Duck-Off. It's so cute. I'm like not a gamer, and I never play shoot, like extraction, shoot, you know, that kind of game. I have no idea how to play those games. And because it suddenly caught and it was so popular everywhere, I was just curious, and it's like not one of those super expensive games. So I got one, and I'm shitty at doing it. I still haven't gotten out of the first map. I'm so bad. I can't believe how bad I am at keyboard. I just can't, like, I can't use the WSAL thing to walk around. I don't know how to do it. My fingers don't know how to do it. I can't play this game well at all, but it's so cute. If you haven't tried, I highly recommend you go and find Escape from Duck-Off. It's absolutely adorable. Because you are a duck. You can create your duck look. And every enemy you come across is a duck too. And they're just quack quack, everything. Like everywhere you go, it's a quack 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 quack. And you shoot and you loot and you have fun. and it's completely a single player, so you don't go online and getting your stuff stolen by other players, which is very nice and not stressful. And if you haven't tried, I highly recommend you. It's so funny. The game it's filled with memes. It's so much meme in the game that I don't know what else they can do. Yeah, thank you for typing it out. Escape from duck off. You're a duck. You know, you're a duck with guns. Think about that. And every enemy you kill turns into a roasted chicken. Like you kill them and they turn into a roasted chicken. So like every dead body eventually becomes a roasted chicken on the road. I don't know, like it's just insane. And then you can actually, because you can design your look. If you put the right eye and the hair colors, hairstyle, and you wear the right clothing, you go to a basketball place, you buy a very expensive basketball, and you put the basketball into, and you shoot the basketball, and if you shoot it, the game will give you a line, which is basically referring to the Cai Xukun meme of 2.5 years trainee for whether it be an idol and playing basketball. It's like so filled with meme. I know, like I don't know how many gamers are like my channel, but it's such an adorable game. You will not disappoint, trust me. Even when I don't play games, I tried this one and I was like, I see why it's so popular. It's ridiculously cute. Did you see the battle for people nominating their idols for Liu? What is that? I have no idea. Wang Churan, Chen Lei. Yeah, that one will have to wait. I don't know. It probably is fun. I just want it to be fun. That's all we want these days. What else? Earlier, I saw somebody saying, Ghost of Yotei, somebody is playing it. I'm just like, I just hope this game can release Game Plus soon, because right now it doesn't have the option of Game Plus, which I hate, because once you finish and you get all the armors and all the weapons and you get all the like skills learned, you're at top of everything, and there's no enemies to kill because everybody in the game is like already killed. Like all the enemies you have are already killed, so you can only walk around, occasionally run into a couple of bandits. But it's like, I have all the armor, I have all the things, and can't do anything. I can't even fight anybody because no one is here. I killed them all, and there's no Game Plus. So I can only ride my horse in the game forever. I'm like, that's not fun. So for people who are still playing that game, like I just hope they can release Game Plus soon, because it's like I can't do anything. I have all the weapons ready, and then nowhere to go because no bad people to kill. It's like, okay. That's the problem with Ghost of Yotei, is like, it's fun, but at the end it's like, yeah, okay, I can't do anything. And also I saw somebody said Expedition 33. I think it's gonna get, I also agree, it's gonna get Game of the Year. Probably, most likely. And it would be pretty fair, because in comparison to everything, and also you think about, it's such a normal game among all the weird games we have these days. It's like everybody looks normal. It's like they're reasonably enjoyable to look at, right? It's like not overly weird looking DEI, whatever. And it's just like getting a pretty game made and great music. If people are interested, Expedition 33 has very, very good music. Very, very, very good. One of the best we have this year, I think. Ghost of Yotei actually also has very good music. But this is not a gaming channel, so I'm not gonna go too much into it. Yang Yang. Oh, that one. That one, I hope it works. I'm worried about Zhang Ruonan being the female lead. To me, she's pretty, but her acting is hardly ever worked. And then if Yang Yang is being controlled very nicely, not over like being over self-conscious about him being a good-looking guy, then it probably can work. Yeah, Expedition 33, that music composer is a genius. And I think that's the first time he did it, isn't it? They literally randomly grabbed him. What's the story behind the music writer of Expedition 33? Because he's unknown. And for some like weird reason, they got hold of him. And then he wrote music. And it just worked. And also the singer who wrote that, like the title song, also was like, did it like in 5 minutes or something. It's ridiculous. I think there's like a pretty dramatic story behind the music writing of Expedition 33. It's like, it's almost like when you have like unquestionably crazy level of talent, it's like you have just more than normal people, too many timefold strength that you really don't need to get, like you don't need to have famous teacher, years of training, whatever. You go on arena, you just punch the other person and the person flips over and they die. It's like you are just way too strong. You don't have to have skills. You just come up and it's done. It's almost like that level of craziness of that. I mean, obviously it's not saying that they don't work hard, but that guy is such a genius of music writing. One of the favorite tune of that game is the whenever you're fighting the puppet. Actually, the bigger songs, I was like, okay, but whenever the puppet shows up, the game has multiple puppets. Every time you fight the puppets, that music, I was like, so cute. I love that music. I was like, never imagined it could show up in a game. It just is so unique. Anyway, anybody cares about gaming and music, Expedition 33 has very beautiful visual, but then also like insane music. Insane music. Dead end drama. I know both are ongoing. I've had too much of this type of drama. I don't even want to click it open. It's like, for example, iQIYI has done so many such dramas that I have had it's like I've eaten like burger every meal for like 30 days. I can't even bear looking at them. I know the dead end is Yinfang, Liao Fan, police drama 90s, teacher student, like classic thing. It's like nowadays if I hear 12 episodes from iQIYI 90s police drama of teacher and student, I was like, I don't want to watch it. I don't care who is the lead. I'm like at that point because it's so repetitive. It's like everything is like that, and iQIYI has put out so many dramas like that, and it's always those couple of actors too. It's like Liao Fan has been in so many dramas of that nature that I mean, he's not a bad actor, but somehow I just don't even want to look at him in that situation. It's like Ubisoft game, you know, you play one, you play all of them, you don't even want to try another one because it's another one. It's like repackaged. I just feel like it's so just by looking at what it is, I don't want to even click it open. And clearly it's not doing well because it aired and nobody cared about it. I was talking to an industry friend about this because she's basically saying the same thing, which is another drama of this listed same setting. It's like nobody wants to watch this anymore. Stop making them. And I was like, it's exactly my reaction. When I saw that, my first reaction was, I can smell bitterness because there would be like injustice, pain of the characters, right? I smell from a mile away. First, this drama is gonna have a lot of bitterness. And then it's gonna have all those mid-aged men, right? Like 苦味 and 冬味 is already in the drama. I mean, yes, it may not be exactly like that. I mean, if you give it time, but it is also the seller's responsibility of creating something that can capture people's attention and give people good first impression. If it looks like ready-made food that's in the package, it's like in a sealed plastic bag that you just heat it up like every other bag in the supermarket, I am not obliged to actually test it and see if it's good food. I would just say none of this. I don't want to look at any of that. I feel like dead end, even just by looking at the trailer, because I look at the trailer, look at the poster, I'm like, I've had enough. I don't want this. Because I've watched multiple dramas of that nature from iQIYI, like from the last how many years, and I'm like, I've had enough. I can't do it. Goodbye. That's me. Okay? But it's me because I've watched too many dramas. I watch way too many dramas than a normal person would do. So maybe you've never watched that many, this type of drama, so it's okay to look at. But for me, I'm like, oh, not another one. Not another one. I've watched like 10 of such dramas, and I don't want to see another one. Goodbye. And you've been basically, it's the same product. It's the same thing. I've tried too many times. It's like every weird brand that shows up like every month in Sephora, that's by a famous person who made a new makeup that basically is the same thing done by the same factory, just package it differently. It's like, why would anyone care? Kind of thing. Or the games, like I said, like all the Ubisoft games that are like, Dramas are like the same. And I mean, like, I've watched way too many dramas for my own good. And this year I've watched dramas I've never even made videos about because I was like, no point. Waste of my time and everyone's time, and might as well just not talk about it. Yeah, I honestly think because dramas are so bad and so boring these days, if people are going to gaming and other things, it's making so much more sense. Even if you just like develop some kind of handcraft hobby, it would be so much nicer because you're actually working with the physical real world instead of just like looking at a screen. So I think all the things with Chinese dramas recently, I think that's everything I can think of. We have, well, let's just try another 20 minutes or half an hour, and we'll finish by midday. Yeah, it hasn't been a very good month, October. I think I've just had I was trying to practice a Chinese very well known you'd say it's like a traditional passed down so-called, it's not qigong, it's more like just for the health of general health practicing thing called 八段锦. I think a lot of people know about that. It's like 8. It literally means 8 sections of brocade. Like you can translate that of that. Anyway, I've been doing that this month. I was trying to see if it would really work in ways that's different from normal exercise like workouts. And I found it actually really does work differently for some weird reason. Whether it's in the magic of Chinese medicine, acupuncture, the qi, whatever. Oh my god. I've had so much weird reaction ever since I started that. And so my October was like experiment on my own body with ancient Chinese techniques that makes me feel the world is crazy. Why would people know to do these things? It looks so normal, yet they actually really work really weird things on your body. I have had a weird month, but I haven't actually gotten to any solid conclusion about why certain things is this way or that. If I eventually learn more and figure out more, I'll let people know. But right now I'm just like at a weird spot of every day is just like, aha, this is how it works for your body. Holy shit, I didn't know that can happen. It can. So maybe magic is not really not real. It's just like you don't know why it works that way. C-dramas are hopeless these days. I don't know. I feel like the only thing that this channel still exists is because China still keeps producing dramas at a huge amount compared to a lot of other places. So that you always have things to talk about, but does not mean they're actually worth telling. And also reality is so dramatic, right? That often you feel dramas are, because reality is fresh and new and insane and ongoing all the time. And you look at that and you look at drama, it's like, it's 2 years ago they made it. It's no longer relevant to now. And often it's that kind of situation. I mean, recently, right? What we've had in the world, it's insane. Everything is insane. What happens in the UK on the train is insane. What just happened in the US of the UPS flight, which was like, what the heck? And those are just like smaller things where there are huge things that's ongoing in the world where it's not being reported at all. A huge genocide happening in Africa right now that nobody gives a shit about and nobody talks about. While like, yeah, like the whole, and then you see like a US president visiting South Korea, Japan, and then the drama that comes from it and how people comment on that. It's like, oh, the whole world is like so. And then you look at drama and who cares? It's like, who cares about like you're falling in love with your sister-in-law? It's like, in perspective, it's so not exciting. And also a lot of huge political things are happening. I mean, we're looking at like also like economy. I mean, think about the US stock market bubble is on the brink of like, it's like, it's gonna happen, okay? And it's gonna be very epic very soon, and that's like on the horizon. Another like really big political thing is also very much on the horizon, and and you think about these things like for China across the channel, like that thing is getting close. It's getting closer and closer to something. Don't know when exactly, but it's gonna happen in our lifetime. Everybody watching my video right now, right? In our lifetime, we're gonna see it. And it's not even like that far away. I mean, you may get to see it before Nirvana in Fire 3 gets made. That's like how soon it may start happening. I mean, in perspective of all of those dramatic things that actually matters in the world, Chinese entertainment or Dramaland is like, what? If you don't have good work coming out, and in comparison to the insane world we're living in right now, no drama is like not even close, like 1% to the dramatic, like think about. And the US government is like shut down for a month, right? And then like, okay, like dramas are interesting. How much better can you do than reality? Yeah, the AI bubble is getting to its limit. It's so clearly. Just look at those big investors, how much cash they have on their hand right now. They've completely just like cashed and just waiting. It's like so much cash, you know, why are they holding so much cash, right? For what reason do you think? So it's like epic shit show is coming. We're gonna have a lot of shit shows everywhere. Might get married, have a child before I'm 3. Yeah, and it's totally happenable. I mean, it's very happenable that Taiwan officially becomes a province of China before NIF gets made. 3. I mean, it's very, very possible now. So many crazy things are gonna happen in a year or two's time. Sit tight. And then at this point, right, who gives a shit to drama? Not to mention these days dramas are so bad anyway. So bad anyway. Does not really deserve your attention. Yeah, like escapism or whatever. But the thing is, you have to do it well. You know, it's not that of a rocket science to write a good story. I mean, it's hard in a way, but also it's not that hard. It's definitely easier than, say, let's immigrate to Mars tomorrow. Write a good story or immigrate to Mars tomorrow. I still think write a good story is much more likely to happen. Okay? Oh yeah, and recently the Chinese astronauts, or like I think we don't call them astronauts, we call them like what? China has a particular word for it. But anyway, the people who are up there, they recently just finished the first roasted chicken wing and steak experiment of humans in space. I'm like, that's such a Chinese thing, you know? Instead of like, let's do some experiment of science, let's experiment how to roast chicken wings in a space station in zero gravity. So they've just successfully did roasted chicken wings and beef in space with a like specially designed for space zero gravity oven that apparently controls the air circulation when there's no basically gravity and temperature, and then it self destroys all the like fume that's gonna come off the roasting so that it wouldn't affect any of the little very sort of sensitive electronic whatever stuff in the station. It also automatically gets rid of all the bits that may fall out of whatever chicken, you know, like when you're roasting it. So it's a trash leftover free like use whatever magnets to hold the chicken in the oven thing, and eventually when it comes out it will create no fume like oil or any of the problematic stuff from cooking. And it's at 180 degrees roasting for 28 minutes. And then when the chicken wings come out, supposedly actually they taste better than the stuff that's roasted on planet Earth, because zero gravity makes sure there's no water moisture escaping. The moisture doesn't get dried out. All the juice of the chicken actually gets held inside, and the oil that coats the chicken wing because of zero gravity is absolutely even. So it would not have like one side is drier, one side is like oilier. It completely coats it evenly, and therefore when you roast that in space, it has like the most evenly roasted and juicy chicken wing possible that you will never get when you are on ground. And apparently that's like a huge achievement. And so they roasted chicken wings in the space station. Very Chinese. It's a very Chinese thing. They're a little bit, yeah, they're kind of like, initially the plan is to come back mid-November. It's like a 14th or 15th, but now it's like postponed because one debris, I think they weren't like, they were still like trying to figure out exactly what happened, but something struck it. So to make sure it's safe, they're like keeping it for a few more days just to make sure things are okay. But I think overall it probably isn't a huge problem. And definitely it's not going to be 9 months waiting up there and nobody come to save them. That would not be the case, I think. Yeah, but the roasted chicken wing is a little bit too fun for me to look at. And I don't know. It just, like for Chinese people, the first thing when they knew like China actually landed something on the moon and got a sample, the first thing everybody cared about in China is, can you actually grow stuff out of moon soil? it's like the Chinese thing is like food, grow, like grow stuff and eat. Making food, that's the most important thing. Nothing else matters as much. Well, roasting chicken wings in space is actually very complicated. It's not easy. And flying cars, I think somehow it comes from whatever like science fiction thing that people put in picture first, and so everybody is thinking about it. But honestly, why would you want to fly in cars? Like, what's wrong with actually cars on the ground? Because if you have flying cars, the first thing is how much more complicated it's gonna make it. For example, like think about other beings like birds. Their life is gonna be shit because now they're gonna have to dodge everything in the sky. You think about pollution, you think about, so you're flying up there, right? And supposedly it's safe, but still you're in the air, you're human, you're not naturally airborne animal. I mean, it still is safer to be on the ground because if shit happens somehow you can get out, maybe you have a chance of not dying. Whereas if some shit happens in the air, like how are you gonna get out? And then for efficiency of transportation, do we actually need to fly in cars? Like pros and cons, right? When you think about it, is it really that beneficial? And somehow people all imagine everybody is gonna live in those like towers of like 100 floors, so the cars can fly into the 60th floor and land, like park there. But why do you want to live in the 100th floor to start with? Like what good can it actually do? Think about all the hazards and unnecessary problems that you may run into if you have to live 100th floor above. So not like it's cute to think about those like ways of living, but it does not mean necessarily it's actually that it provides that much of a benefit at the end of the day when you count everything in. I mean, also, why would there be too much traffic on the ground? You can also think about that, right? Are we gonna always have huge populations? Are we always gonna have huge mega cities in the way that it is now? What if in the future it's no longer really necessary? Or like the big city thing is just no longer fitting the new way of productivity of human beings. That may end up being like it's absolutely unnecessary to have a lot of like people clustering a big city. If that way of living becomes no longer relevant, then flying cars is like not really necessary either. Public transportation, if it can be so efficient and so cheap, people don't even need to own their own cars anymore. And then you have drones and other things. So that do you actually need to yourself fly up? Can you get other things fly for you? And when you think about that, it may not necessarily be a good idea to have flying cars. I'm just saying, like, it might be more hazard than good it can provide. No, don't worry. The fossil fuel is not a problem because we're gonna very soon all figure out a way of not need to use any fossil fuel at all and be like unlimited supply of clean energy. That's the future. It's not like like before people figured out we can use petrol gas, it was wood and coal. And then you find, oh, we can burn other things. And then you find, oh, we can actually nuclear stuff. And then you find something else. Like, that's how it works. in the future, we're gonna figure out a way of like not needing any of those previous so-called resources as energy source. So it is very foreseeable that human future will basically have pretty much like unlimited supply of energy. Like we can literally directly pull from the sun or whatever. That it's no longer limiting humans kind of productivity in any way. And then you'd be more worrying about like actually colonizing other planets and how you do that. As I think that's going to be the future. I don't worry about energy at all because China is already at the point where they're thinking in 5 years time, nuclear fusion is gonna literally start producing energy for real and stably. That's kind of the plan now, I think, for China. So in our lifetime, again, we're gonna see basically, yeah, energy is gonna be pretty easy to get. That's not a huge problem. I think it's for fun to have flying cars. I mean, you only do things if it's actually serving step-by-step needs that actually make sense, right? But for energy, I think because of a couple of things that's ongoing in China, I think it's kind of very, very possible in our lifetime. We're all gonna have like crazy ways of getting energy that it really isn't a huge, and you don't need to use fossil fuel anymore. And there's like this really funny story of China's solar panel industry that actually accidentally also created a lamp industry. That you're like, what? But it actually happened. And it's so funny. So in China's northwest, there are huge lands that are very like barren. It's like not necessarily desert, but it's like Gobi Desert kind of like environment. Very dry, no grass, no trees, but very flat, a lot of sunshine. So that's where all the solar panel and all the power plants were located. And those panels are huge. They're like 3 meters tall. Very, very big, and they're like in those circles. So if you're flying from the air, you literally see a huge field of like shining big whatever, like in rings. So they found when they built those panels, they weren't expecting the after effect of doing that, because nobody really saw it coming, was because they're huge and they're hiding all the sun coming through. Therefore, the land they are covering are always in shadow. And it's no longer losing its moisture because the sun is very strong. So any moisture from rainfall would immediately get taken up. But because of the panels are there, they're huge, they're blocking the moisture from getting up. So the land becomes wetter and wetter underneath those panels, to a point where they start to grow grass. Previously, it was impossible to even humanly plant any plant because they will die. Now, it's like they can't control it because it's too wet down there, and it starts to grow. Suddenly, they have a new problem where they have a huge area that you cannot manually take care of that's growing into grassland under the panel. And you can't let that happen because it's gonna, mess up with your panel structure. It may start to, rot things and do whatever. So it's actually needed to get those grass cut, but they can't do it because it's too much. It's too huge an area and it grows too fast. And so they figured out a way to find sheep farmers in the region who are looking for land for their sheep to eat grass. And there's free grass in our plant. And we have way too much we can't deal with. And you have not enough land for grass. So go and just put your sheep in our solar panel place. And because they're very tall, they're higher than a person. So it actually doesn't matter. Like the sheep is not gonna actually bump into anything. They're just under the panel. So they got all the goats and sheep into the solar panel plant, and they just ate everything. So they got fed, and they got like extra lamb to sell. And then the power plant managed to keep the grass under control. So it kind of ends up in an equilibrium that nobody saw coming. So that's one of the weird things that happened to Chinese solar panels in the West, Northwest. I was like, what? That can happen. Okay, totally didn't see that, but kind of interesting. So they literally call those lamb solar panel lamb. They each literally sell the lamb because this sheep literally ate solar panel grass and they grew that big. So we sell them as 光伏羊. There's literally lamb like that in China now. I'm like, okay, the world is insane. I mean, yeah, it's actually real. Like if you research that, you'll find the photos. And you would be shocked about how tall the grass can grow under the solar panel and how many sheep can go in there and just eat. Free meal. Happy for everyone. And yeah, and also it also reforests. Basically, it just like keeps the land, you know, like not losing soil because it basically changes the desert situation into a more sort of like, let's say, ecologically kind of diverse land. Yeah, that's one of those. So you see, like when technology happens, right? Sometimes certain weird side effect can happen that you really never see coming, but ultimately it can actually work for better. So these things will happen. We're living at a weird time now. Three body problem. I don't know. The second season, right? I have no idea. I haven't heard anything. I wish it would happen, but also you need to be very careful with that IP. If you cannot do it well, if like by any kind of estimation, when they sit down and have a conversation and conference and figure out what they need to do and find it's actually really hard to get it done right now, then might as well just keep it or wait for a bit, right? Not haste. I mean, the industry is like not doing very well these days. So if the input output is not gonna be very well, like benefiting anybody, may not be the best time to do it. I think the first drama got a lot of very good review, but in terms of making money, it really didn't make much, or maybe even not making money. So you still do have to think about that side of things. Even if you don't make huge amount of money, you probably don't want to lose, right? It's like if we can break even, then it's already a good thing, because kind of this type of drama has extra meaning on top of just being a drama. So it has that kind of value. But if you lose money on that, that's like probably shouldn't be doing it. And also it's gonna be so hard to find the perfect actor for the second series lead. Think about Luo Ji, who is gonna actually go play him? That's convincing enough. And it's so hard to think of a guy actually who is perfectly cut out for that job these days. And whoever that is, it's gonna get so like overanalyzed. It's gonna be a very tough position to be as an actor. Rat city experiment. But also you have to think humans are not rats, you know. We're so much more complicated in that way. Or humans' needs are so diverse in that way too. And also there's no way of looking back. It's like you can only solve problems that happen during development by developing. It cannot look back. It's like, okay, let's all go back to Stone Age. You first have to kill like 95% of human beings on planet Earth to go back to Stone Age, right? To start with. So it's not like whether you want or not. It's almost like there's no choice. It's like there's only one way is go forward. That's the only way to actually figure out a surviving way. Otherwise, it's like going back is never gonna actually make sense or actually work out. It's just Earth Online, this game, right? You're in the game now. Play it. Oh, yeah. For people, like for the fandoms to nominate their idols for Luoji, it's like, if you're really loving your idols, you shut up. Like anyone, no matter how famous or how successful these actors are in China, honestly, if their fans are real fans and actually care about this person, they should shut up. The fact, if anybody doesn't shut up, they actually are not the fans of these people. They're fans of their own projection, of their daydream, of their idolized whatever god they believe they're in, but actually they're just doing it for themselves. They're the type of person who wants to basically show off because they happen to be on the right side of whatever, or we happen to be, we're so clever and we're so wise of being able to spot the greatest whatever. And we love things that are better than what you love. And ultimately, what they want to do is they want to basically, they want to be on top of everyone else. They want to feel they are valuable, and then they want to feel they're better than other people. They actually don't care about the particular idol they pick. That person can be anyone. They enjoy more of a kind of victory over other people by being like, we're on this side and you're on the other side, you're wrong and you're bad and you're stupid and we're better. And by doing that, like they get this like feeling of I exist and I have value. And that's why people do that. It's not like they actually care about the so-called idol, right? Whether actor, singer, guy, girl, whoever. Most of those people are, yeah, they don't really actually like their idol at all. They don't care. They care about themselves much more about that. And how much value these people, by liking these people, or like by pretending they like these people, they can get from that. If immediate, like as soon as if like their value of like what they can get, what they actually want to get from being idols of these people, as soon as those things, for whatever reason, gets destroyed or taken away or like no longer works, they will very quickly jump to another ship and become another person's fan. You know, like there previously like exposed big fans on China's social media and of one whatever idol who used to be a big fan of another person, and as soon as there's no money to be made over there, they immediately like take off the skin and put on another skin and jump to another and keep getting money. I mean, it's a pretty ugly business, and if you believe in that, then you're stupid. Like 没有真情，只有生意. Okay, there's no actually real love. It's just like business. And like I said, if those fans happen to be real fans of anybody, they will not do stupid things like putting their own idols into trouble. Luoji, well, Luoji is being written as in his 30s, a kind of very popular with women professor. I mean, if a guy is very popular with women and who can easily get anybody to sleep with him and have a one-night stand and walk out and nobody has a problem with him, you kind of get an idea about what kind of guy this needs to be. It cannot be a balding, fat, beer-bellied, looking like a 50-year-old man, no matter how charming you are, right? So, like, just by that kind of description of what kind of person he is, you already actually can see. Probably have a good taste in fashion. Wouldn't dress or groom himself like in a really stupid looking way. Probably a very like nice to talk about and naturally charismatic and attractive to like all ages and gender person. Like immediately, this actually is a physical image that starts to happen in your head. It's not gonna be like he is actually not described. It's just like not exactly describe how big his eyes are or what's the shape of the nose, but is that important? Summer holder. No, he's too small. He's too smolder holder. He's like his eyes are literally too bewitching to be looked at seriously. Like that in my life. Yeah, because they probably would not be a professor. Well, yeah, what can you do about internet? There are a couple of people who have died, like in the industry, who are like at young age, who are relatively well known. Every one of them has a huge amount of conspiracy theory around their death. You can't help it. Even till today, everybody is talking about Marilyn Monroe, although we all know like pretty much everybody agrees what happens. But it's like if you are kind of famous and young, you die, you're not gonna get away with a million stories about how you died. It's a given. It's like comes with the business. J-Drums. Okay, we should just be here for another 5 minutes and we'll be going, and it'll be 12. And thank you for everyone who has come to the November live stream from this dying channel. It's like hanging on, but everything is so boring. Let's hope Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty coming up on Saturday is not gonna be another disappointment. Like, let's just like flying stable, like what they've done in the first 2 seasons. I don't hope for anything bigger. Just stay on the same level. I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy. This year was also so bad, right? Counting from year beginning, Filter was the first one that I felt something that was like interesting. Moment But Forever wasn't bad, but it was a cheap drama. You have to acknowledge that. Dream Within Dream is pretty good. There's another one. I keep forgetting there's one that I actually liked somehow along the line, but there's one that's actually I liked. After Dream Within a Dream, pretty much nothing is really working after June to now. Anything else? I mean, hoping Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty 3 is gonna do something. I don't know. I have no idea. Depending on how far they've gotten the story too. If they gotten to the end of the political fight, that would be problematic. If they haven't, there probably could be more. I have no idea. It depends on the Changxing's decision. Depending on whether the princess and the emperor actually had it out, right? Like the last fight. If that happened in the third drama, then it could be a closure. Although I do feel they're probably gonna do what happened in real history, mixed it with their character, because historically, what happened is Taiping Gongzhu, Taiping Princess, she's got a son with Xue Shao, her husband, who actually stood on Li Longji's side during this whole fight between aunt and nephew for power. And then eventually the emperor won, and princess, her whole sort of like side of stuff got all destroyed and cut out. But this guy, although being the biological son of the princess, but because he's always on the emperor's side, actually had overall not a bad ending. Most likely, I feel they're gonna transplant that historical figure's story onto Yang Xuwen's character, because that would fit the logic of their own storyline, but also kind of fit the history. The only thing is, in this story, his Lu, right, his like the basically bastard son of the princess, who's not through an official kind of like recognized marriage, but he is biologically nonetheless the son of the princess. And if he wants to survive till the end of the story and not getting into trouble with the emperor, Li Longji, he kind of can only be that person in history. Otherwise, how are you gonna play that out? So I have a feeling probably they're gonna transplant that historical figure story onto Lu Yingfeng. And that's the only way this thing can end well, right? Not having everybody dying, basically. Light to the Night movie. Light to the Night. Is that a movie? Is it a drama? I did talk about Loving the Clouds, you just weren't here. Yeah, well, thank you for saying my channel is good to follow. But it's like, if there's no actually good dramas, I can't do anything. It's like, maybe every year I can recommend 3 dramas to people and that's already like doing well. That's how bad Chinese drama is, thinking about how many dramas happens every year. And I have to watch like 300 dramas, pick up 3. What a good life. What a good life. That's not a movie, that's a television series. Because movies are cinema and they're like 1 hour and a half. You're talking about the police drama with him and Pan Yuemin. I don't think Youku is not... Is it Youku? I think it's Youku. Tencent, Youku. They're gonna definitely put it out, but not knowing when. They haven't actually recently, I think, recent 1 month or 2 haven't talked about it. I haven't heard anything about it. I saw that rumor about Wang Hedi and Meng Ziyi, and already people are like, you're gonna see like how weird Chinese entertainment business is. This rumor came out literally like 5 hours ago, kind of like on China's internet. Already people are like literally flushing, running into Meng Ziyi's social media and warning her, don't take the role. I'm like, people, have a life. What are you doing? That's what's been going on in Chinese entertainment. So many crazy people. Crime thriller drama. I don't know. I haven't watched any recently. Anything good from China? I don't think China, like for China to have good thriller drama is so hard. So hard for all kinds of reasons. My renting, like, when Destiny brings the demon. When Destiny brings the demon. No, I didn't. No, I didn't make a video on it. I think I've watched a little bit of it. Not my cup of tea. Yeah. But some people liked it. Like a couple of friends of mine liked it. It just didn't click with me. I think these days, with any of that kind of drama, it just becomes harder and harder for me to... I would say, yeah, it does come from because aging happens. And also, like, I'm no longer 10 years ago me. It's like when I started the channel, it was 8 years ago, right? It's close enough. It's like 2 years shy of 10. When like back in the 2010s middle, it's like 2015, 2017, I started this channel. Back then, right, I was in a different, like, yeah, I was a different age, different mood, different everything. And I wasn't really particularly tired of any genre of dramas. But these days, one thing is I watch way too many dramas, so I get like bored more easily than other people. The next is, over the years, you see this genre, for example, 仙侠玄幻, any of those type of story. They become so set, so formulaic in everything. In character setup, in writing, in the worldview, in costume design, in everything, right? in music, like even who gets sung, the OSTs are rotating between the half dozen people. Liu Yuning, Zhou Shen, Mao Buyi, Zhang Bichen, Zhang Liangying. Right, you can count about like 6 people. They kind of take care of 90% of these dramas OST in every way. It is so copy paste, and in many ways it's just cookie cutter. It's cookie cutter 1, 2, 3, 4, like slightly different variable. Like we put like kiwi flavor on this one and grape flavor on that one, but honestly, like what's the difference? Over time, I got too tired of it. And also, so many dramas are shot in the exact same location. It's just like slightly dressed up differently. But it's all in the same place in Hengdian. I tell you, like, just go, if you unfortunately, like I did, or I visited Hengdian once in your lifetime, all the period dramas in China pretty much gets destroyed in terms of like a believability and world building, because you know exactly where that is shot. Like that's that street. And that happened in that drama, that drama, that drama, that drama, that drama. They all use that street exactly the same. And it gets to the point where like everything is just, in a way, it's not so different from AI copying other things and generating images that just looks like everything else. So I so like no longer react. I'm so numb. It's like I got beaten by the same whip like every day for like years, and therefore nothing, like the skin on my back is so thick I can't feel anything. It's like keep going, I can't feel anything. It's kind of like that. So there's this like tiring kind of like attitude I have about these things, but I can't control them. It really does come with time, and I've done it too much and I've watched too much, and it's like another one, just another one, yet another one, yet another one, yet another one, yet another one. Can't get excited. I don't know Wang Yibo. I don't think he enjoys acting. I'll always say I never saw in him like a passion for it. Like some people love doing it. They can't not do it. Some people are like, I'm just here accidentally and I make good money, so people want me to keep me here to do that, but not necessarily meaning I want to do it. Wang Yibo, I think he's much more interested in dancing, in like flying a plane or skateboarding than actually acting. Yeah, never visit Hengdian. Really, it breaks all the magic. Trust me. And also, if you see those things with your eyes, you'll see how rough they are. So fake, the facade painting of those buildings, they're so fake. But when they're in camera, they might be in backgrounds, they're blurred out in bokeh, you don't really notice it. But when you actually go there and like with your eyeballs seeing them, you're like, oh my god, that looks so bad. From that point onwards, all magic disappears. Yummy 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 is... Okay, I've watched parts of Yummy Yummy Yummy. I gave up at some point. I'll put it this way. That drama can be an 8 episodes drama. It'll be perfectly okay. 40 minutes per episode. Get the story from beginning till the end told, done, and actually nicely done. Somehow they made it that long. Unnecessary. And also, like, you're saying you're a food gourmet drama, yet the actual food cooking thing, they put barely any effort into doing it. Think about back in the days of the Korean drama, 大长今. Although they're cooking, when you look back on that, it's like, that's like really shabby cooking. But they put so much effort into like building up a cooking competition, for example, finding the materials, working on it, running into problems, getting it solved, everybody is happy. Although it's like not really any grand banquet, it's fun to watch. You know, like also the food thing is important. Yet Yummy Yummy Yummy, it's talking about food and it's not like really putting much effort in like actually making the food. I was like so disappointed. Also, yeah, it doesn't need to be that long. It's like 8 episodes enough. And Li Yunrui is pretty good looking, nice, but I don't think in this story setting it particularly worked out any kind of magic between him and Wang Yinglu. I think it's a missed opportunity. If it's really a time travel story of that. And also like this type of story always have the problem with the ending. It's like it's not so satisfying. It's kind of explained but not really. It's like I had a dream. In a dream I met you. Like, okay, so do you mean like he is a contemporary person who like somehow also like into the ancient time and then come back, or is he like just like somehow downloaded that person's consciousness, or is he the reincarnation of like the ancient guy who actually died alone as an old man? Like, come on, what is the ending for this type of story? The problem is always you cannot provide a very I don't know, past censorship and also making sense ending. And that's always a problem for this. Like, if you actually trusted in a relationship and build up all those episodes of emotion and journey with the character, and at the end you get slapped with that ending, I'm like, what do you mean? That's very buzzkill. So for Yummy Yummy Yummy, to me, it's like food wasn't really being done well. Too long, not necessary at all. And the ending was like, if you know from the beginning a time travel story of this nature is just never gonna end in a positive way, maybe just like don't do it. GTA, you mean? Oh, GRA this year. Who is GRA? What is GRA? It's really too long. This drama really can be 8 episodes. I mean, I was like a short drama, 8 episodes done, but that probably is gonna make even less money, so what can you do? Golden Rooster, 金鸡呀. A bit tough. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I will have to first watch it. Second, I would say he is I don't think, like, I haven't watched it, but based on everything I've read, like about people talking about his performance, they would say he did a good job. If people didn't know him, they would say, oh, this young actor is pretty good. But it's not at the level where it's like flooring. It's like, wow, totally didn't see this one can be that good. Holy shit, you're already seeing the award shining, right, ahead of him. It's not at that level based on everything I've read from people who have watched this movie. There were like overall very, very good balanced kind of performance of everyone, but to stand out as the best actor, probably still gonna be quite difficult. But I don't worry about him. Like, if he stays in the business for long enough, he's gonna eventually go somewhere. He already has a pretty head start for, like, compared to other people. How was Donji Island remake? Is it remake? There is a remake? What? Isn't it just one movie? Love Beyond the Grave will be good. Is that the...迪丽热巴跟陈飞宇 one? You mean 迪丽热巴跟陈飞宇 one, right? Because Love on Turquoise Land is 迪丽热巴 and Chen Xingxu. And that one is the fantasy. I honestly wouldn't have high hopes for that one too. Sorry, I'm such a buzzkill. I feel 迪丽热巴 has also fallen into a trap of, I mean, very early days in her career, there's a lot of, when I watch her performance, like I can see her being, in a way, serious to be an actress. But I think she's done too many formulaic period, like fantasy or idol dramas, that I don't know, like whether she actually can connect with, in very unbelievable circumstances, in those fantastic setup and characters, whether you can actually do something, like pull something that make people feel it's real. it's all very pretty and dressed up, but it's like I can't read a lot of real emotion or like character and anything from her performance details, anything these days. I mean, she's just pretty. I don't know, like in the early days in her performance I could see a little bit more, but now it's like somehow you can almost feel like it's the same thing happening to the boss and also, you know, like Yang Mi, her. Very similar trajectory of career. On one hand, successful, popular, a lot of money, very pretty, always like looking gorgeous on red carpet, dresses, photo shoots, stuff. But in terms of performance, characters, acting. And then you have Chen Feiyu there. For him, it's like he needs other people's help to work, and it's gonna be a really tough pairing to actually get anything working. So I don't have high hope for that one. Honest opinion, okay? Even for Chen Xinxu and Didi Reba, I'm not really like feeling it might be. I mean, the only thing is Chen Xinxu, if he pulls the serious actor card, it may work a little bit different than normal idol drama, but I don't know how much that could actually contribute to the story. Also, the other thing is for Love on Turquoise Land, the director is a very, very interesting director. Like he has ideas about things that's slightly different than normal directors in Chinese drama land. But whether that is enough is also, until we see it, it's too early to tell. I know it's just like, it's so not positive, right? I so don't like anyone. I'm such a pathetic person. I don't like anyone. But it's like very hard for me to actually think about Didi Reba's acting and feeling it kind of guarantees any kind of like, it's gonna work to that extent. I can't see. Like, for example, if you asked me, if this actor is going to end up in this drama, how it's going to work out, and I can have a very reliable prediction of how it's going to end up, and it's actually going to work to an extent, there are a couple of people I would say would give me that. But if it's Didi Reba, I would just say pretty. And she's 大女主 for sure. And then probably there's going to be a lot of filter on it. Can't stop people from doing that. Her fandom will be very busy and noisy. But I think I've just watched too many of her dramas that I feel like you cannot say she's not hardworking. She's actually overall probably not a not nice person in industry compared to a lot of other jerks. Overall, actually an already better than a lot of people celebrity. But I would say she's a celebrity, but she's less of an actress. And sometimes the fame can also be a burden, because you've gotten to that level of being a celebrity, that you actually have almost no choice. It's like if you're in a drama, you have to be the lead. I mean, imagine you being the supporting actress or third, like, not acceptable. Your fandom will murder the dramas, whatever, and then all the other actors will get bullied too. So there's only one choice you can do, is in every drama you are the lead. But you know, like in typical leading actor dramas, there's very limited character type you can be. That's the truth. If you're a lead, you can't be this, you can't be that, you can't be this. In idol drama land, it has to be this, this, this. In more serious drama, in period drama, it's like very limited choices. And often it's more important to keep your number one status in the industry, or within this drama, you are top one, right? Even the male lead actor is like number two. For your fans, for your so-called imagined commercial value, for that whole kind of like invisible ladder in the industry, like somebody is trying to climb. Once you get like put up there, you almost like it actually doesn't really help your professional development thinking of you as an actor, actress. It can lock you down in a position where everybody is just playing the game. That's what it feels like. I think she's in that situation. I mean, I can put another person in that situation, which is Gong Jun. If World of Honor didn't blow up that much, he would not be in this place, in this position he is in today. After that, he got all the spokesmanship, like LV and all that thing, and he basically got like pushed up to that position where now the fact is maybe there are like being the lead always in the drama is not the best thing for him for being an actor. But because he got pushed up there, he cannot drop off. He cannot voluntarily say, I'm gonna be third or second of the drama. It will be looked upon as he's lost value. So, whether he likes it or not, he has no choice. He has to keep playing the game of I'm the most popular, whatever, I have a huge fandom, I'm the top tier actor, you know, I'm that expensive, and and that actually destroys actually possibilities. You're narrowed down to that it can only be this. So in terms of being actually helpful for your acting career, it's very unhelpful. It actually impedes your development. But the weird thing is, if you're not in the high position of the industry, the so-called fame game, you can't even choose anything. So it's like 一根筋变成两头堵. It's like both ends is locked down. You cannot go there, you cannot go there. It's kind of like dead. It's like that kind of untiable knot you've gotten yourself into. For the industry these days, it's pretty much the situation for a lot of those traffic actors who, for one drama, exploded and got popular, but have nothing to follow up, or have been worked into basically this, like they can only repeat doing what they've done to get famous because of all these reasons. Like, think of so many people actually are similar. Like Gong Jun, you can say that. Wang Hedi is to an extent also similar to that. Yeah, quite a other few other people are like that too. And plus the environment of the industry is not that good. Good scripts are almost nowhere to be found. It's like 十里淘金, right? Everybody is trying to get a piece of gold out of a poop, like a pool of shit. Yeah, in her eyes. I wouldn't put high hope in that one either. Sorry. Another boring person for me to be. I just don't trust in Chinese dramas industry to do a goblin these days. You're thinking too highly of Chinese drama then overall. Just go back and think about the director who literally called out, this shot is better than Goblin. For the drama Wang Hedi and Bai Lu led, that became a laughingstock on China's internet. I would not highly hope for like anything like that is gonna work out in Chinese dramaland. Also, not the type of drama that Chinese dramaland actually is naturally good at doing. Oh, already hit 12, 24, 3. So I'll finish in 7 minutes. It's too long. I thought it's just gonna be 12, but no. Hou Minghao and Aimi, 雀骨, right? That has just wrapped. Aimi is very pretty. Whether she can hold the drama as the leading actress, we shall wait and see, because she previously was only supporting, right? Most of the time, she's like the sister, the maid of the female lead, I mean, she's very pretty, I have to say that. Like one of those super pretty young girls. But whether her acting on her own can hold the drama, you have to wait and see. Because being a lead often is not to do with whether you're the prettiest. That's like an odd thing. Some people just, when they stand there, they just look like the leading actor, even when they're not the prettiest. And you cannot imagine them being put into supporting positions. Same thing happens to some people are just golden supporting role, but once they get put into leading role, even when they are the best actors out there, it just crashes. This is the mystery of being the leading and the supporting person. It actually exists for some reason we do not know. It's like you would not say DiCaprio is the best actor in Hollywood, but it's impossible to imagine him as a supporting role. Kind of like that. Whether one person can be a leading character for sure is like you have to wait and see. And then yeah, the other person is Ho Min-ho, right? It's like occasionally he gets light up and it works, and most of the other time he's pretty, but you watch it and you forget about it the moment you turn away. And talking about leading and supporting, also these days a lot of young traffic actors who have a lot of fandoms, but who keeps getting questioned about general public. So if you're not in the bubble of the fandom, you look at this person, you're like, I don't even remember what she looks like. She doesn't have a leading actor face. That's also a problem of this misplacement of certain like popular traffic young actress too. They actually, in the tradition, in the very cruel, very judgmental performance industry in the old times, like think about 100 years ago, if you're in Beijing Opera, you have no choice. The moment you're standing in front of your teacher, they will tell you what kind of role you're going to play for the rest of your life. Whether you are the young girl, whether you are the married woman, whether you are the old lady, or whether you are a clown, or whether you're a general, or a scholar, you have no choice. Because the moment you enter the industry, everyone has this very clear perception of this type of person plays this type of role. There's no argument. You either play it or you don't join this industry. And that's very, very cruel, judgmental. But to some extent, it has some truth, because every type of person is just like when you see them, you feel they're this type of character. And for audiences, the easier for them to instantly get what is this character, like this actor is playing this character for, the better, because it's less of an effort on the audiences and they can get in the story easily. They don't have to like think, right? So typecasting is a very, very real thing. For these days, a lot of traffic young actors, they're actually not cut out for a leading role. They just don't have that aura, face, body, whatever. You can say it is magic, it is not science, but it's there. You see it, it is just like majority of humans will agree. This person looks like a leading actor, that person looks like a supporting, and it's just the way it is. And a lot of people get misplaced into the category, and they think they can just, I don't know, like they think it's possible to actually challenge that weird biological, whatever genetic like setting we have is like how we perceive the world. They think, no, I'm just gonna be the big female lead, the big male lead, and it's gonna be fine because I can do whatever I like. This is the world where, you know, I have to respect everybody's like whatever. Often it doesn't work, and even when people pretend, right, like they can be a lead, the fact that they're not nationally like a household name, they didn't break through their little bubble, nobody knows who they are outside of that tiny circle, means the ancient rule still applies. You may not admit it exists. It's like the people who are like the DEI people, right, who wants the whole world to be like so-called equal, but prejudice always exists. Discrimination is deeply buried in the psychology. Like people are not even consciously aware of, but they instantly make that decision the moment they see something. You cannot lie about that. And so the result is it has a lot of little bubbles and little circles of people having like fun, like self-circulating ecology with the fandom of one person, yet it never goes out because doesn't actually apply to the broader numbers of humans. That's what, so there's a lot of misplacement of leading and supporting. Aimee is very pretty as supporting. Whether she can work as a leading, before she can prove that, it is completely question marked. Ho Min-ho actually has a face that you can say he kind of can look like a leading actor. But then his acting is like switched on like 5% of the time. And 95% of the time he's just chilling out and being good looking. Yeah, so then the magic of like and yes, it's like it's hard to write it down by hard rules about what is leading actor, what is supporting, but when it happens, you know, you see it very clear. There another classic example in Chinese dramaland is there's a mid-age actor who got popular in the last couple of years, although he has a little bit reputation collapse right now, but let's say he was recognized as very good actor. And previously it's like, oh, we didn't notice he's that good. Who is that? Zhang Songwen. You will not argue he's a good actor. He's a pretty good actor. He was in a lot of movies and then he blew up with Bad Kids as the father character. And after that, he got so much offer in so many things. And the weird thing you find is when he's a supporting actor or when there's the equal weight lead actor as he is, slightly different, it works. When he's the only lead, nothing works. Not even one. Drama, film, like all completely tank. The only one like he worked with him was Knockout because he's almost the counterpart of Zhang Yi's character. They're almost balanced in terms of like how important they're to the whole story. You can call him male second or you can say two male leads drama, really. Does not matter. That one worked. And it made him second time famous after Bad Kids. It is his Gao Qi Qiang character that was like big. And then afterwards, he's got multiple dramas where he's the lead. Nothing worked at all. He's still a good actor. But the weird thing is when he's the only definitive lead, it just doesn't work for some reason. That is the weird situation of some people are golden supporting role, but they could never hold a drama just as on their own as the lead. It just somehow it is the case. Why? You don't know, but everyone in the industry knows. Like the old teachers of acting, right? When they select kids into the acting class, they already have a picture of who these people are gonna play in the future. It's like, are you the maid next to the lady? Are you the lady? Are you the lady's mother? Or are you the husband? You know, like so clearly they can see it. And yeah, sometimes people are just like, they just don't want to recognize that's actually a fact. They don't want to believe it. They want to run their head into the wall and prove other people wrong. And well, good luck, right? Yeah, and it's not like you have to be the lead to prove your value. It's such a skewed like concept of like, if I'm not the lead, then I'm less than the other people. I have to be the male lead, female lead, or I'm less valuable. That's just not true and not right. You know, like some golden supporting roles are so valuable. They're even more valuable than the lead. They just don't play the lead roles, but it's like they never get out of work. They actually have so much offer. They can pick like so many things because they're so good as supporting, and because as supporting they're cheaper, they're not like as complicated to deal with, they don't have a huge fandom like following them. So in the industry, people actually are like constantly getting more work as like the supporting character because first they're reliable, they're well known, they have a reputation, and there's just so much choice and they're not limited by I have to be the lead of the drama, so they can go everywhere. And it's like they're in every drama as like third lead, fourth lead, fifth lead, does not matter where, and all year round, they never get a day break. Like every drama needs them. and they're always working. I don't know like which one is a better choice, but I feel like if it's me, I'd rather be those golden supporting role that keeps getting jobs but not getting into trouble with fandom, not getting all the spotlight on me, not getting all my background history and skeleton in a closet dug out and destroyed because I get too much attention, yet I get money. I get like constant work. And I have so much work to show off. Like when I get older, I'm like, I was in 300 dramas. And I also get enough money. You know, like so why wouldn't people think that's actually a better choice? Instead of being like literally murdered and chased down by other leads fandom and dug out like 10 years ago your photo you took in somewhere that destroys your existence. Back in the days of World of Honor, we all know what happened in August that year, right? It's like, is it worth being the famous popular lead and getting therefore all the attention and then you're and it's end of the story? Or like, is it nicer to be like nobody cares about you, but you get all the jobs and all the work for like decades? Oh my god. You know, like it's just, when you think about it, it's actually a very bad strategy to be the lead. In terms of thinking about it as investment, right? It's like putting one thing in one place or putting one thing in 10 portions in 10 different things. Which one actually eventually over time is going to give a better yield? Same situation. So when I look at people who got worked into that position, whether they like it or not, it's like now I'm like, I can't be anything other than the lead. It's walking narrower and narrower into that corner and having less and less of choice. It's actually very, very bad, right? Dai Lu, yeah, she's very good. She's pretty and she's actually a very good actress. But I think, right, also like golden choice for her for now is just being the second lead. At top, don't go up, like second lead. For now. Once you become the lead, you're gonna have to deal with 10 times of shit. And maybe less good offer just because you don't have that many choices as the lead now. And also, again, whether you can actually do a lead drama is not really something you can choose. Some people are cut out to be a lead, some people are not. That's it. Does not mean you're bad or good. It's just suitable or not suitable. It's like you are a Huadan, then you are not a Qingyi in Beijing Opera. And you really can tell the difference. And it's not like you're not good, but you can't be the other one. I mean, yeah, some people said like those like so-called supporting actors. For example, K-dramas. K-dramas have some golden mother, golden father. They're all played by those couple of actresses and actor, and you see them, you're like a good drama, and then they always do a brilliant job. They never fail. It's like isn't that better? Really speaking, honestly speaking. Chang Hua-sen is like Shuati. We're calling him Shuati actor now. Shuati is like doing a lot of like test questions. Like you buy a whole book of questions and you just do 600 of them and then you become a good student by like a quantity over like, he is a Shuati actor. He's in every drama. He's like in everything. He was even in Tianguan Cifu, which never will air, right? Zhang Linghe's BL drama, that was like years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. He was even in that. But obviously, you're never gonna see it. But like, cast a wide net, and stay on the boat forever. Because if you have a 40, 50 years of career as supporting roles, add that up. It's gonna be a better investment of being a lead actor and not having enough work, and also like getting to shitstorm because other people are jealous of your position. Again, we've gone over so much time now. In 2 minutes, 3 minutes, we're gonna finish this. Yeah, people don't go out and cut snippets of my live stream and put it on online for just to not murder me. But I guess I can't really help that. I haven't said anything like way too crazy this in this live stream, right? It's all just 大实话, big honest lines. It's pretty that. Yeah, it's weird. I somehow people I thought it's a common sense thing about who is the lead and who's not. Yet some people just like don't ever acknowledge that, which is very weird to me. Wow, somebody is already in the 7th. Yeah, because it's 12 like 39 where I am, so it definitely passes midnight somewhere else. Stalker fan, yeah, stalker fan. People who like get your travel itinerary, follow you to airport, goes into your hotel, record voices coming out of your hotel room, go under your bed. Like there's even like people who are under your bed. And obviously the worst is your like a so-called enemy, right? The enemy people who found out your 10 years ago you sent out a Twitter that is like racially discriminatory towards whatever, and now like you need to die for it. Or like 15 years ago you visited somewhere and took a photo you shouldn't be. Now you think back in 2021 of what happened, right? I mean, I'm not saying if he stayed in the industry, it's gonna be better, much better now, because look at what has happened to the other people. It's not like in a bad environment, much you can do about the situation. It probably is just like, yeah, it's okay, but it's not that much better. Who knows? But you can never have it. You can never do it again. It's just like, it happened. 张云龙说的对. 张云龙 once said the line, right? When you get home, you want to die. When you don't get home, 生不如死. It's like living is worse than dying. It's like when you get hot or famous, it's like you want to die, but when you're not, you want to die too. It's like either end. He said it very correctly. He's one of those people who didn't get super hot, and I think it's actually for the better. So maybe it's best for him to stay just like there. Okay, that should be the end of this live stream. Thank you for coming. And for people who want to know, the last question, passion these days, baking games. Not really baking much this year. I can, so therefore it becomes like just normal cooking. As for a game, I find the only reason I want to play certain games these days, weirdly enough, is to control water retention in my body. Guess what? I play those, you need to like do reaction time game. So for example, like Souls-like game, like action game, you have to actually, you know, hit the right parry at the right second, otherwise you die. I find playing those games bring up your heart rate so much and make you expel your liquid in your body so fast that if I want to control, if I want to see a number on the scale tomorrow, I know how many hours of those games I have to play today to make it happen. Weird, but it works. It's like if you need to like lose some like water retention in you due to maybe you have too much salt or carb eaten, the best thing is to go and play games like Black Myth Wukong, like whatever, like Fallen Feather, like Ghost of Yota, where it actually needs you to fight other people with reaction time. You have to hit the right button at the right time. That means you're very highly focused and your heart rate goes up. And you guess what? You pee a lot. And then you get rid of your water like crazy, and then tomorrow you go on the scale, it's like 500 grams less. It really works like magic. If you haven't tried, you should. I thought people should try, like when they go into a sports game, like boxing, when they have to be weighed at the exact amount, they cannot be higher than that. And if they're too heavy and they have 1 day left, don't train, go and play Black Myth Wukong like game for like 8 hours straight. You're gonna lose like 1 to 2 kilos of water like nothing. So easy. It's great. If you've never tried, you should try it and you'll find how magical it is. Like if you need to like get into a dress tomorrow, And you're just like 1 kilo too heavy for it. Try this, playing like 8 hours of reaction time game. That brings your heart rate really up. And you will feel like you're not even aware of that much is happening to you, but you'll pee all the water out. And you're gonna be lighter. That should be the end of this. Thank you for joining in this weird live stream that ended up talking about like gaming and peeing. Have a good rest of, or like rest of your day. Like maybe like 24 hours and maybe half a day, but take care. I'll see you in my next video, which should be on Saturday. And let's hope Saturday's Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty 3 is gonna be good enough, okay? We really need one. Take care. I'll see you when I see you.